getting into here shortly. We're going to have Bridget versus Kai. Definitely not a matchup that I feel like people are as used to seeing. It feels like the Bridget Armada has been a little bit of a lesser supported group these days here, but Bam here already showing why, getting Kai. Pantsupanda push to the corner here, but Pants doing a great job fighting out with some far slashes then, but we're getting scrambly already.
Yeah, I like the usage of meter to keep ourselves plus, and I like the spacing as well that Phantom is just using. Really good low profile and a good DP bait from Pantsu. Immediately clocking in the overdrive to get that corner carry as well. Nice play.
Absolutely. No wall break though, but keeps that corner position then, but a great 6P from Phantom. Getting the Kai off it there. And oh, we tried to press something after taking that fireball, having to spend the burst to get out, but walks into the close slash. Hug the baby into a great CS there. Phantom taking a pretty strong first round.
Pretty brave to use it pretty early on as well, right? It's a move that you don't see super early on in sets. It's, I feel, best served as a set closer just because it's a little trick that you hit once in a while.
Definitely kind of, you'll see it a little more with, you know, some of their wall break routing here then, but Bam with some great pressure. Are keep it going then. Gonna send them through the wall with the Roger super hard knockdown and a simple IED. So that's great bait again on the DP, but no punish this time.
Super unfortunate. No punish on the DP, but we have this combo, and yeah, we get the overdrive just in time, and it kills. Okay, killed just in time before the burst actually came back and gave Pantsu another chance to fight back.
Absolutely. Pretty quick first game here from Phantom. So, you know, Pantu kind of, everyone is in their first game, you know, jitters right now. You're kind of getting the hands warm then. Maybe even playing before the bracket started up then, but maybe you just hopped off of a long shift. So I'm sure we'll be seeing Pansu being able to adjust here and kind of find some of this game plan to stop Bridget from just getting some of these free Royos out then and having to deal with that mix.
For sure, we'll see here. Game number 2, IED over the far slash immediately in a beautiful 6P in retaliation. And what a punish on the DP as well.
Just so ready with these spaces to not have to deal with that Kai DP. It feels like we're getting a bit of deja vu going through the wall again with that Roger super. Straight into the extra low with that 2K into the 2S, but gonna go ahead and fight back, get that Kai game plan started. But an immediate YRC keeping this Kai from getting anything going. This route never seemingly ended. Will we get a burst from Pantsu? Not quite. The pressure is coming in. Great slide to get themselves out, converting into the slide switch as well here. And a great answer back from Pantsu so far.
Nice. I like the usage of Wild Assault there to make sure we get the corner carry so we get the wall break and reset ourselves to neutral here. Tap does find its mark. Are we going to see a burst? Yeah, I agree. Save it for the next round. Definitely don't want to spend it too early.
Fight that first game going pretty quickly in Phantom's way here. Pantsu doing a great job answering back, saying that, hey, game 1 was just me getting warmed up here. Oh, choosing not to break the wall. I like that as well. Getting that meaty charged fireball as well then. A great IED pressure to get that knockdown. Gets Phantom back into this game.
I like the retreat, trying to evade the yo-yo PRC to reset to go into a rolling movement. I like that. Giving ourselves an extra opportunity to mix up Pantsu. Pantsu not taking any of it. Just running forward and trying to press the offensive. Phantom and the flex shield, everything in our arsenal. Unfortunately, it's not enough as Pantsu very quickly ties it up 1-1.
Love to see that. First set of the night, and we're definitely not, we can't have a 3-0 any longer. Definitely, there's no better version of gear when both players are showing that they are able to answer these options, or at least, you know, adjust some of that, you know, strong offense. You know, we all play Guilty Gear then because it feels so good to be in control, to running your offense, running that Oki then, and great to see that both of our players, that when they have that control, they can definitely close out that game.
I like the defensive round start from both of these players, just backing up, trying to whiff punish, see what they can do. Beautiful DP bait, and I like opting for the projectile Oki dang near all times from Pants here.
Absolutely, But Phantom here getting a stray 2S. Unlikely to was a backdash then. We get that 2K 2D knockdown, sets up that yo-yo, covering Bridget's extra options. Spends the RC to stay plus, but we set ourselves over the Kai, get wire into the corner. Able to still fight back here, but a run up since he's gonna whiff. No punish coming in quite yet here. The players kind of playing a bit of a scrambly set of neutral then, just trying to stop these mids from coming in. And though I don't think this will be enough to kill with the scaling, definitely not, then a good chunk of damage on the Bridget.
Yeah, positive bonus, we get some of our resources back. Even if we don't win this round, getting the burst economy here is so important to take into the next one, regardless if you win or lose. And losing is definitely what we see here. But, as we mentioned earlier, burst is available here, and that could be all you need to turn the tide to this next one.
Absolutely. Spending that wall salt to keep the pressure running through, and to having to spend that burst, just try to stop this Bridget, get a little bit of that neutral reset then, but you know, reset 2K, but a anti-air close slash actually to stop the roll in here as well. Definitely a life lesson before your eyes moment, but oh, unfortunately drops the charge stun edge combo here. But if I was stuck in the corner now against Bridget, the roll is coming in. Not going to be able to kill. We are going to break that wall, get some more positive bonus going as well, and 50 to work with too. Let's see how Phantom can use it.
Blue Roman cancel the cash recovery of the backdash. Unfortunately, we didn't spend the rest of our meter, but it's not going to matter. We get the clean up off of the kickstart follow-up. And Phantom with a pretty good lead up 2-1 right now. But can they close it out? We'll have to see in this next one.
Yeah, and I feel like both of our players here are kind of having these slight moments of like, sometimes you got to be willing to sit a little bit then, but this game, there's so much opportunities for things to kind of go horribly wrong very quickly. Sometimes relying on the power of a, you know, delayed mash or like a backdash then can be good, but there's so much active options here in some of these moves that's getting caught out. Wow, it actually catches out the Fubuki. We're going to start with a 2P here. Bridget 2P, not too bad of normal.
One baits out the 6P as well, non-stop getting baited. And I like the PRC there, just in case we want to actually check the yo-yo sets. Nice. First sends us full screen. We are just navigating against the yo-yo that is already set. DP, no fear in Phantom's heart. You're up a game, you're up 2 rounds. You might as well use your health bar as a resource.
And another one again, you were just saying too, it's like use it once, you know, save on you, but use it twice then. If you don't catch this one out, that's on you at that point. Gonna and get that burst out, not gonna have to take that ride the lightning damage here, but it actually doesn't finish the 2K part of that Fubuki hit. Unfortunately not getting that full pickup here, but the pressure sequence all going Phantom's way, but a great IED over here. I think as long as we finish our food, oh, not quite enough here. The wall was just a little bit too low here. Kind of a reset back to neutral. Going to spend that stun dipper then with no meter quite behind it yet. And it could go any which way. One stray normal could likely be it to seal this round here. And a great blue wall assault to get that there and put Phantom up on set point.
One more round. I like this round start option of just IDing over whatever Pants tries to do. We see these committal buttons with a decent amount of recovery, and unfortunately, although Phantom can't get the counter hit, we do put ourselves in a much better position. And speaking of better position, Pantsu did not take that last round to heart. Half of the health gone, positive bonus on deck. We have the momentum to win right here.
Sending that Roger, tried to catch Pantsu slipping, potentially even with their pants down, if you will, but a burst being spent out immediately then, not trying to let Bridget put you in the blender, but a 2H anti-air to get us started. Phantom wanting none of that, willing to spend that burst, saying this round, this game, this set should be mine. I'm going to spend it right here, and you better be right, 'cause we're going to round 3. Who knows if you'll have access to burst? It actually says the baby after. Oh my god. You know what? If you don't know it's coming, then who's to say you can expect it? So
Definitely a nail biter, that one. Far slash round start gets the punish. The retaliation JD. I like the whip punish and the attempt there from Pants as well. Nice, gets the knockdown. Kind
of finding that Pants has found a way to get Phantom here. And we saw before, Phantom willing to spend that burst in a earlier aspect of that round 2. Might come back to haunt them here, though that burst is slowly building back up. So Pant's going to go ahead and get put through the wall. Positive bonus rolling in for Phantom here. Could still go either way, but 100 meter to work with from Panther. Has been on the RC. Immediately get the burst out then. A slight delay, looking maybe for like a YRC, a reversal option here. Phantom really taking this pressure as safe as they possibly can. Panther on something to that. Immediately going to send the burst. It should be enough to finish it. We do with the Ride the Lightning. And in our first set of the night, y'all, we are getting a game 5 already.
Yeah, super unfortunate. That last wall break there from Phantom probably that was probably the thing that sealed the deal there. Broke the wall. Pants had a full stick of butter, had burst available while we had nothing. It's one of those choices where you just have to choose between breaking, returning to neutral, or keeping the corner and risk dying due to a DP or a lucky mash or something along those lines. But our Phantom chose wrong, and now we are down to a game 5 in our first set here of the night.
There's that Bridget DP, reminding Kyle that she has a reversal as well here. Great job setting out that yo-yo, but a great 6P. I love that Pansu has been holding their ground in a lot of situations and just representing that great anti-air option. But despite showing that you can't exist in the air forever, you'll never stop a Bridget forever, even with another 6P here. Pansu showing that they are absolutely ready with these aerial check options then. And a quick IED off of that RC, puts up in the corner, but are gonna go ahead and get the hit in that scramble. Great job sending out that fireball yo-yo as well. Again, pushing Pansu all the way back to the corner. Tries to send the 6P, does not unfortunately do a full combo off of that fireball throw, but keeps Pansu locked down, sealing that round, and once again, Phantom on set point.
Alright, nice little knockdown here. DP again showing no signs of faltering bravery. Goes high on the mix-up and avoids the hug once again. And I like this game plan that Phantom is going for, just not trying to approach nearly as much, using PRC, using meter to keep ourselves safe and maintain our pressure as best we can. Same goes for Wild Assault as we open ourselves up for 2 mix-up opportunities that none work. Because now Pants gets the full combo and gets the wall break, and we're gonna get some of our resources back here in just a second.
I'm loving the resiliency I'm seeing here. Pantsu gonna likely build it to 100 meters soon. And spend it at least on that YRC. Work with a little bit of meter building bonus as well. But our players just kind of finding this awkward where they're kind of dancing around each other. Tries to send another 6P on the normal, but Stun Dipper's got your back. Gonna go ahead and Pantsu answering back. We're getting a final round of game 5 already. I would expect nothing less from what we get here at the Jeekly every Friday, guys. But Phantom once again seemingly being in control for a lot of these matches then. But as a Bridget problem, the damage is never on the highest avenue then. So lots of things to go. Pantsu gonna put Phantom through that wall again. Big chunk of damage. Positive bonus to boot. And baits out the DP!
Oh, but the super, is it going to be enough to kill historically? Not a high damaging super, but it's not gonna matter because we had that extra little bit of wall break damage. And like you mentioned earlier, first set of the night, 2-3, Pants taking it over Phantom.
Definitely showed me just how incredibly strong of a Zato player that how strong that character can be in the right hands. So let's see if ClockWorkDesign can show us some Zato magic here as well. And already off to a great start, getting PleaseWipeMe pushed all the way to this corner and a command grab to open it up.
Oh, and the tap does to open us up well. Even though we don't get the combo, we got the burst bait. Amorphous coming now, free plus frames. And we have Eddie as well. Tap does, watch your dome once again. And I love this. Clockwork, Oppie to keep the corner. You're not going anywhere. You're staying right here in front of me, baby.
You just love to see it. That you mentioned it earlier as well. So often and not, it's like, do you want to play it neutral against the character you're fighting? And if the answer is no, try to not break that wall, right? Keep them locked in there. Figure out how you can box your opponent here, and Clockwork showing great comfortability with doing that there, but PleaseWipeMe with a great 5K round start into a meaty close lat, hitting for counter hit, going through the wall already. Did not get the super knockdown here, but look at that damage on Zato already.
Tons of damage. Zato doesn't have the most amount of health, and Jacko can surprisingly dish out a shocking amount if you get the right hits. Nice, beautiful mash. I like that standing meter to get the minion sets. And a nice YRC from Clockwork. Wants to reset to neutral, wants to give Eddie some time to recharge. But now that he's recharged, what do we do? What is our name of the game of approaching?
The great falling JS there, gonna snipe out Eddie from the ground. Base RC to cover any potential last desired little hero burst, maybe from Clockwork, but Clockwork holding strong, maintaining that resiliency, not spending it despite the hit coming through, and a great jump cancel off of that close slash there, baiting out the burst. Jumped so deep there to make that happen, and you gotta be careful in those BRC off of the neutral water situations there. That 54 with 2P might be enough to get it going, and a minion throw, not gonna hit Jacko in the way in, but gonna snipe out the little homie. And there you see it again. Clockwork just so comfortable with holding space and not pushing their combo longer than they have to. But we did have to break the wall here. Air hit from that 6H and 100 meter to work with from PleaseWipeMe's side. Both these characters down to a single hit, likely to end it all.
I love the evasive maneuvers. The evasive maneuvers there from Clockwork was so nice. Air dashing just in time to avoid the JD, baiting out WipeMe's meter, and just in time to get the sword super for the lockdown, eventually leading into the throw. That was a really good movement there.
Yeah, it was so back and forth already for that first game, so, you know, we love to see it. Sometimes when you see, like, these very, like, explosive opening rounds from one side, you forget that, you know, that can happen from the other side of the coin, right? That was only the first round, so both these players here bringing a lot of heat so far, but y'all, we're going into game 2 as well. This one, first hit, first burst, going in favor of PleaseWipeMe, but a great burst into the corner, then 2D counter hit starter. This could be so spooky, and a great countdown timer with the minions. Your boy blew up to get a little bit of plus frames, then I hope it was worth it, and man, these throws are coming out from Clockwork.
Yeah, once again, just keeping you in the corner, and that tap dust is finding its mark time and time again. And we're definitely sure to break the wall with the supers so we get this hard knockdown for the further lockdown. So like they're just resetting pressure there with some stagger pressure. Air dash, but Amorphous is out. Do we get caught? We do!
Already committed to that IAD, and the Amorphous, the round of applause was sent for Jacko. Appreciate that round, homie, here. But go ahead and makes it that the blue wall salt there on block, get that free minion set. And what I'm noticing here a lot of times is, like, I'm wondering if PleaseWipeMe's comfortability with using some of these minions to hit Zato at those spacings, but you know, Zato just so capable of hanging out in that skybox here. Definitely not as good as he used to be able to, but definitely could play some point into when we're gonna get some of those strikes from the minions. But both of our players here playing back to neutral as well again. Just trying to find that one hit. These both players want to get that knockdown and just put you through set play hell.
I select this invite hell just to reset pressure there. Fortunately, WipeMe finds their way out. And the Frog drills, and Frog once again is non-stop Eddie moves just to lock it down.
But the reversal Elysium driver here, finding the gap in between the Zato pressure, and the minions brought you in just to hit you, show you with a tap dust here from Jacko in the front. Another round 3 for our game 2 between these two characters here. And you said it before, like, definitely a matchup you will see kind of in the online sphere, but it's like, you know, what I say is the most common thing as well. Definitely need to be on your best. Be right situations. Then in an IED is like that comes into the place. The Frog taking you out of the sky. Clockwork keeping you in this corner, wondering when it's going to end. Go ahead and send that sword. Resets that meter. push it through the wall. Oh, no slump though.
Nice tech on a throw. I like this. It's taking our time. Doesn't want to immediately land on the other side because you have PleaseWipeMe waiting for you down there. As we see there, Blue Water Salt to set the minion. Now you are in the other corner. Full stick of the green juice over there for PleaseWipeMe. And the 2D counter hit finds its mark. Elysium Driver is going to break this wall as well.
Definitely not enough to kill, but the health bar's bleeding. You are hard knocked down. What's going to be in a simple run of 5D? And you know what? I feel like if there's a lot of characters you would do that to, but Zato probably feels especially good to do that too, considering how often we are dealing with 5D and Eddie. So really, really great stuff here from PleaseWipeMe, putting a game on the board themselves and already bringing us to 1-1. I don't know. Are we going to get another game 5 already? Definitely would love to see it.
Definitely slowly making our way there, but hey, you were talking about the tap dust for sure. It's gotta feel really good doing it against Zato, right? Taste of your own medicine kind of deal. Nice counter hit. Blue Water Salt gets the throw as well. Make that 2-time 50-meter on deck.
Oh my god, in the sequence there, I love that setup there for PleaseWipeMe. Like, you know, essentially what was 3 combos worth of damage then, but before you put Zato through the wall, you did about 70-some% to that Zero Guts Zato character then, but PleaseWipeMe here. Like, both players shown so far that if they get that hit, they are able to run such strong pressure. Great air toss on the minion throw as well, sniping Zato out of the sky here. Definitely strong stuff, but the stagger pressure can be so good. Minions helping you keep it plus, gets the knockdown, but a good fight out from Clockwork. They get both our players back to the neutral point then. 6P not going to find a hit, but kind of keeps that space as well. A great utilization of the minion attack command. Anji out of the sky, but here comes Eddie trying to hit you down. Clips the frog, but still gets knocked down by the invite hell. Up to Clockwork to kind of keep you built in there, then not let this game go to waste. But PleaseWipeMe here has minions on the field to work with then. Let's see Clockwork, they can hang it out. They're doing their best to keep it going. Get some space with the Amorphous as well.
Oh, and the second hit of the frog, catching the recovery of the jump. This could be so bad, but no! We don't break the wall! We don't break the wall with super, but we're gonna save it for the post-wall break scenario when we have Amorphous ready.
Oh my gosh, and that falling J button, just enough there to combo into those minions. And you're right, like that would have been a round answered back there if we broke with super initially, but sometimes you're just kind of locked into the situation, less into the health of that wall, and being able to know when it's time to rip that super. Maybe there wasn't quite the setup for it there, but definitely tough here. But I'm sure Clockwork, who was able to take that first game, still has it within themselves here to answer back.
Yeah, definitely. It really just matters for Clockwork to try and get in as fast as possible, because it seems like both of these players are really good at running their offense, but when it's time to hold the opponent's offense, they start to crumble. So it's really who can touch the other opponent on defense first. Nice.
Clockwork here, getting PleaseWipeMe, push the corner, and a nice meaty 5H then to get the party started. Burst being answered back. Neither of these players with any defense resource here. Oh, great shimmy again. PleaseWipeMe shimmies on Clockwork have been getting them so much value here and putting Zato through the wall with Elysium Driver. Gonna get that hard knockdown. Gonna have 50 almost right away because a positive bonus working in here as well. Could be a spooky spot. One more hit is all you need.
Nice. Gets the left, right mix up. Definitely checking Clockwork to see if they had the 6P OS. Pulling out all the stops here just to make sure we can close out this final game potentially quickly.
We're letting Eddie play the neutral for us as well. One of the best benefits of playing a character like Zato, that puppet archetype there, letting your puppet do a lot of the work, a lot of the checks for you. But oh my gosh, and a charge 5D caught. PleaseWipeMe sleeping there. We're so used to the tap 5D, but gets this positive bonus from the middle part of the screen. If we can finish our food, it will be a round for us, but an unfortunate drop Could be a spooky spot to be in then. At this point, if you're PleaseWipeMe, you were just trying to get Clockwork to spend that first throw off of the YRC bait. Will this burst be coming through anytime soon? I have to wonder, but if you're Clockwork, you want to hold on to that with every bit of your being. RC into that tap 5D again. One more hit can potentially do it here for Sin versus Happy Chaos. Definitely a matchup we started seeing a lot bit more towards kind of like the end of season 3, beginning of season 4, where Sin was kind of finding his spot as being essentially well juiced as a character from all the buffs he had been receiving, the added additions of the wall salts as well. And so just giving this character multiple ways to essentially break the wall from dang near anywhere on the screen. And Kaneda here showing us why that if you can hit Happy Chaos, he can absolutely die. Great stuff here and a great quick first round.
With this applied that green tap does find this mark, and the bird's coming out already. Nice. Yeah, spending all of our stamina to secure that wall break. Maximum damage, 50% of your health bar gone. We have that positive bonus as well.
But these 5D gunshots, then we saw a lot of tap 5Ds in the previous set, and having other ways to support the combo going. We all know Happy Chaos here, constantly given what essentially people like to call 6 roaming cancels in those bullets. So 5D into gunshot, definitely going to give you that full pickup, putting you through the wall, positive bonus working for it. But great attempt to cancel that 2H early to go with the sliding low, but a great block by Kriby so far. Trying to get a little fancy with the BRC slide down, but the sweet spot from Kaneda on the Tyrant barrel is going to seal that first game.
That clean hit did so much damage. Oh my god, I wasn't ready for it.
Look at this chunk, look at this. Boom!
It did so much damage. It's so silly. I love it.
And this is the game we play, right? Like it's Guilty Gear, Strive, high damage, a lot of offense, a lot of reward, but a lot of strength to fight back on defense. And when you play a character like Happy Chaos, we like to give this character a lot of crap, rightfully so, but you need to know your timings to do some of your fuzzy mash. You have to fight back with some of the more kind of standard, universal defensive options that are available, despite, of course, being gifted very well with a great 5P, great 2P, great 2K as well. So the normals are definitely there to do it, and Kriby showing you why, putting Kaneda through the wall here, Deus Ex Machina, getting those bullets back as well as positive bonus to work with.
Deus Ex Machina winning it back, plus the extra wall break damage. It's not gonna kill. We're definitely gonna feed Kaneda a lot of bursts if they want to use it this round, or save it for the next one. But looks like it's neither. BRC 2D going for the sneaky low.
And I kind of like that there, Kriby just kind of like slightly working their way up, kind of giving that like, oh, I hit you with a lot of 5Ds before. Let me just shift it up real quick then and do a micro stutter into that BRC 2D. Really sneaky stuff then, but a great DP taking Kriby out of the sky despite feeling like they pretty much got out there. But this was, again, Deus Ex so good at putting you through the wall from so many spots in the screen. And once again, positive bonus here. Definitely one of Happy Chaos's favorite spots to be. But good job to Kaneda finding that gap, getting the DP to fight back to again. Keeps the pressure going as well. Kriby here locked in the corner, gonna have to fight back somehow at some point. Not spending that meter quite yet, but a great IB into the far slash here. Going to put Kaneda to this corner. Probably gonna set Deus Ex 2 as we can. Will it be enough to kill as long as it combos? It should be. There it is. Kriby answering back, putting it to 1 apiece here for our players.
I'm actually a little shocked that the super actually connected. I definitely thought Kaneda was slightly too low for the actual pickup, but hey, Kriby knows the routes better than I, and that's why they're here in the Jeekly play and tying it up 1-1.
Every time you're like, oh, well, surely it won't work this time. It works every time with this character, I'm telling you. Deus Ex always finds a way. But good stuff here. Kaneda showing such strong offense in that first game, but Kriby just finding a lot of the right hits to get it going. Oh, we bursted on the close slash. and even tried a delayed one as well, maybe to bait out a follow-up, but we had recovered. We were ready and waiting, and the damage is so high. Not only did you spend that resource just to die, but now you're going to go into the next round with about half a bar of that burst meter filled. So the next hit, if it goes Kaneda's way, this could be a game snowballed out of control, and positive bonus, 50% damage on there is what you want to be if you're Kaneda.
Alright, so like this, spending our tension, breaking the wall with minimum stamina usage, or dang near none stamina usage, and no opportunity for Kriby to burst. Oh, and I like this as well, doing it once again, just not giving Kriby the opportunity to burst, going for these really quick hits into these overdrives.
And you saw Kriby hit the IB there on the second hit of the 5H, go for one of their faster normals as a potential punish option for what Kaneda was looking to do, and Kaneda choosing the 2K to slide right underneath it in that sequence. Like, I'm not sure how ready they were for what Kriby were going to press, but being able to go underneath that normal probably feels so dang good when you are playing those really high, tense RPS situations there. But Kaneda up 2-1 so far here to Kriby, but Kriby's been able to answer back every loss so far. So if everything goes according to plan, y'all, we might have a Game 5 on our hands. And Happy Chaos J2K, if nobody got me, I'm sure J2K's got all the HC players feeling pretty good about this character. Good jump over on the curve, but falls right into that 6P. And this is Happy Chaos. They're going to put you through that wall. Oh, choose not to break the wall, actually. Gets that curse applied again. Concentration getting a little bit low. Here, so we're going to get that back here. Spends it on BRC, but good fight out from Kaneda, getting their turn back.
Once again, there's that quick hits into the overdrive to break the wall, sending you full screen, and getting that positive bonus back once again. Huge counter hit. This is going to lead into a ton of damage, and the same situation refunded.
No stamina here to work with, though, so pressure going to be a little more simplified, but hey, getting those plus frames is a great spot to keep it running. You know, YRC point out from Kriby, going to put Kaneda here on set point as well again. Yeah, not choosing to spend the burst quite yet here. At this point, I'm wondering if we are looking to save it a little bit longer. But Happy Chaos, one thing I will say with this character, definitely going to help you build up burst with a lot of the hits in the stuff there. Spends the deflect shield, tries to keep Kriby off. Great, safe defense so far. Ooh, good throw here. Find themselves keeping Kaneda locked down. I have to imagine we're going to be going to a third round. I don't know if it's going to do quite enough damage here with that scaling. Definitely not enough, but positive bonus here. Likely going to give you the option to do charge shot, but a DP is answering off. Say, get off me here again. There's that IB on the 5H.
Nice little frame kill there. Once again, quick hits into the super. Kaneda is just taking advantage of the fact that Kriby is just refusing to burst. Nice PRC to correct our whiff button there, and I like the 2S to catch the backdash. Kaneda is just playing this super nice and super slow, going for these ticks and these throws.
Oh, and I failed. Oh, I like the idea. Yeah, Kriby looking for kind of like that like quick IAD and then to BRC down drift then with that Happy Chaos JS. Kind of fakes off that cross-up idea. Hits the same side, but wasn't necessarily the thing that sealed it out. Still worked out in Kriby's favor, but Kriby fighting back, not trying to let Kaneda move forward here, at least from the winner's side. But they would have to not only win this round, but a whole nother game to boot. So Kaneda had to spend that burst, find himself stuck in the corner here. I like that bit of delay into the gunshot as well. Get a little more concentration back here for Kriby. Managing the resources so dang well, but catching the backdash then with the curse lock-on. No concentration to keep it going. The run-up, the throw. So often you think someone's gonna take a full combo for someone. They do a single button hit into run-up throw, and you go, why didn't you just finish your combo? Well, they were ready for it. They knew what they were doing, and they were able to answer back here in this Game 4, taking us to that beautiful, beautiful Game 5. Get into here now, y'all. We are getting into Game 5 already. Only the third set of the night, but like we said, you know, the patches are so hot. Great spacing here by our players, trying to work around, provide some whiff punch opportunities, not trying to overly commit on our options. Ooh, a great backdash working past that 5D here, sliding low into that throw. Close left pressure, going to be going through. Great use of 6K again. Clip to 2, but a great 2P by Kriby, finding back here, back into the ID back. JD. Data now find himself stuck in this corner.
We're gonna finish our combo. We do. We apply the green right before we break that wall, so that extra little bit of offense is going to be a little better when we actually make the hit count. Now, unfortunately, it does not go that way for Kaneda, but Kriby getting the very, very lucky back throw takes the first round of this fine 5.
Yeah, and before, you know, we saw a couple times here, Kaneda finds up on set point previous game. Now Kriby is up that round, one more round, and they will move forward from winner side. But they attempted to jump in with a J2K just to get hit out of the sky. Gonna go through the wall with that Tyrant Barrel. Big chunk of damage. Podbo has 2 stamina bars to work with as well. Tries to attempt to jump out, but a great 6P to answer. Oh, great block on that tap 5D and a 2P to fight back then. Getting that knockdown, bullet reloaded. Good backdash by Kaneda. Kriby not able to make that left-right sequence at least be meaty, and answering back. Game 5 and final round apiece. Like, I would ask for nothing more, y'all.
Like this Kaneda sticking in the air, trying to avoid the curse balls being thrown, but Kriby just staying ready, even willing to go into negative penalty in order to secure our hits. Kaneda, though, gets the big driver, and a retaliation 2P from Kriby makes it so Kaneda is now locked down. Nice throw.
Oh my god.
What a back
wake up BRC.
Yeah. Nice DP,
What a
no
great-
fear in the heart.
You love to see it here. You know what? Health bar may be bleeding, may be low. Oh, and the 2S gunshot was enough to do the OTG for the kill. Kriby gonna take that 3-2 over Kaneda. Great.
Right, I like the attempt to whip punish the Downstar 2S there from Lakey. Wonderful attempt. It results in getting the burst from Dig really early on in the round, and Dig returns the favor.
Definitely a matchup that is very much so Baiken favored, but you have to be able to represent. Show this Bridget you aren't going to take any of their BS. Lakey bringing out some of the dark tech as well with that IED to Tommy. Quick cancel into the Yozansen for the side switch. Definitely some newer tech that Baiken are starting to pull out in more recent brackets. Shout out to those there, but we love to see it. If there are essentially only 2 Baikens who are doing regularly these guard cancel parries into that dash cancel S cab. So shout outs to Lakey here, showing us so much advanced tech in only the first round of our set.
Nice job from Dig. They're baiting the parry, locking everything down and baiting another one at that. After the killing machine breaks the wall, gets that hard knockdown as well. And I like the attempt to bait a 3rd parry there from Dig with the Roger dive.
Yeah, but one thing you'll hear about people talk about Baiken, it's like everyone hates the parry then, but you shouldn't necessarily make yourself too scared for it. But if you can route in a way that keeps your pressure, keeps you keeping that offense on, you know, hitting a counter hit on a Baiken, whipping that parry definitely does feel very good. And this pressure from Dig here is so targeted at fighting out not only open gap parry, but also GCP. But unfortunately, Bridget, if you mess up against this character, the right combo could be enough. But a DP, we were confident enough to rip it despite the health bar. Lakey here holding strong then. Great FP to not get himself chipped out, but another DP again from Dig. Dig showing you why that, hey, despite me hating this matchup, then I am ready to fight those gaps.
I also like the spacing here from Dig. Beautiful 6-speed, kickstart follow-up, and what a bait on the throw. Maximum damage going into 6-8.
With the 5H as well. Great bit of damage then even on a tank character such as Baiken. Those guts coming in pretty handy with her, stay alive. Both players here working with 50 as well. Oh, but the I-80 attempt gets us sniped by the closest on the other side. With the BRC back, no meter to cancel the 6P as well. Stay same side with some. We space out the DPS. Kabari starter, Kara super here, and Lakey, despite the game going very much back and forth, seals out that first game of our set.
Okay, yeah, same thing goes for Dig, right? Like not wanting to actually play this matchup. And what some Bridget players, or I feel most at this case, say it's a pretty unfavorable matchup. Both of these players played it really well. Lakey taking advantage of Baiken's air superiority here, and Dig just utilizing the ginormous grounded buttons and the reset potential to bait out all these defensive options from Lakey.
Definitely no stranger to adjusting in these hollow brackets here, but Lakey is very much up there for a reason. Definitely one of the strongest Baikens here. I believe also will have themselves at Frosty as well. So here's, I'm sure they're getting that last minute's practice in here, but a great attempt here by Dig to get the knockdown, but guard cancel parry. Baiken's new mechanic with Season 3. And gonna go ahead, push it through the wall, get that positive bonus rolling in here. No full attempt, kind of took some space after the knockdown here. Tried to hit with the close slash anti-air, but Baiken, the short queen herself, not necessarily the best close slash underneath character. Again, going for the safe jump choice off of the throw. Definitely can respect that, with Dig has shown so many DPs so far in this set.
Nice, beautiful combo, utilizing the tether that was applied. I really like that, going for the H yo-yo set, PRCing it just to get the guaranteed rolling movement. Oh, tapped us from a mile away, baits out the first one, gets it out of Lakey, I should say.
Absolutely, and it's, oh no, and the burst is gonna get baited. I love Lakey there, choosing to do the same side. Everyone assumes, oh, here comes the IAD Ozanson again, but they're just able to slow down their momentum, keep it same side, and be able to bait out that burst. Essentially could mean this game is over. Another same side again, going through the wall with the Baiken super, and Bridget is not meant to take these sword swings. A perfect as well from Lakey, taking game 2 and going up 2-0.
With a lead, just maintaining it super strong in such a dominating fashion, no less, showing us why Bridget players hate this matchup. My goodness, this looks really difficult, but like we mentioned, Dig is still doing a phenomenal job.
Definitely love to see the expertise in there, and like, you know, every matchup in Strive for the most part, you know, is winnable, but I would, you know, definitely say Bridget's have a lot fairly to complain about when it comes to this character. Baiken is so good at disabling some of these multi-hitting moves now with access to guard cancel parry. Ooh, I think we didn't do anything here off of that throw. Lakey willing to send that super. A good punish could be coming through here for Dig. Gonna put Lakey through that wall. Good chunk. Basically 1 to 2 more sprays should be enough to do it. But an unfortunate run-up gold burst here. You know, a bit of aura farming, I guess, as well. But if we can at least get this round, it might still feel worth it. But if the hit comes through, it doesn't quite. And Dig gonna take this first round of game 3.
Nice catch and recovery of the 2H there. And what a parry, taking up a chunk of Dig's health bar. What? A little bit of
turn rolling.
Nice.
Jumps 6Bs it out as well. Again, the fight here, you just kind of have to keep Bridget stuck in this corner. She's going to have to answer right on defense, but holding up is never the option a lot of the times. If we are ready with that 6P, great utilization of that late scaled to Tommy then. The gravity was so heavy, but doing extra damage to the wall. Gonna get that stick, and Lakey finds themselves here on set point.
Beautiful IB, given the illusion of a punish. Unfortunately, we use Wild Assault to keep it tight. Catch the backdash there with the 2H, and I like it. Using the meter to try and bait that burst once again. We know Dig has been a little angsty on defense. But I think taking advantage of that as soon as we can, as quick as we can as well. Okay, so I like the guard cancel just to keep ourselves close. And another bait from Dig, utilizing those really long buttons. Maximum damage here for Bridget with the hit that we got. Going into that super hard knockdown, positive bonus, refreshing that same scenario. Could be very vital.
Oh my gosh, the Lakey again, finding a burst here, thinking that maybe a bit would come out. But great IBFD from Dig here on that 5P, pushing Lakey back, causing that to whiff, and 6P'ing them as well. And despite Lakey finding so much momentum in the earlier parts of this game 3 here, Dig held strong and found the perfect option on defense to seal a game for themselves.
Seeing what is potentially the start of a triumphant comeback. We've seen a lot of game 5s tonight. It looks like Dig is trying their hardest to bring us to another one.
I can appreciate a game 5 enjoyer as well, but I'm sure for Lakey's sake here, he is essentially picking Baiken here because Dig asked them not to, so would it be quite a hilarious turn of events if Dig could find the way to gap just enough. But once again, Lakey not missing these guard cancel berries into that Kara-esque Kabari. Oh, but a great throw in the gap there, thinking that Lakey had a better sequence to build up. We made out the super as well. We did not actually recover in time, and not even having a chance to consider bursting any other follow-up. Then Lakey once again gonna find themselves on set point here in game 4.
Nice guard cancel. Wow. Setting up that S tether again. Kabari, same situation, just being applied time and time again. The left, right, Dig Blick is just eating them all. And we have a bit of damage on the table. Nice IBFD to remove himself from the situation. Oh, no.
Sends yourself into the loving arms of Baiken, just slams you to the ground, teach you a little bit of a lesson. But a great set. Lakey gonna take that 3-1 over Dig.
If you so much as make one wrong choice.
And I love being able to see this, I mean, because I play both of these characters, and I could basically write a damn dissertation here on what each can do to each other to beat out the option. So curious to see what kind of pressure we're going to see to be out there. Great utilization of the multiple fuzzy overhead as well. What a great delayed JP to fight out then. Actually going to spend out that meter. That's an issue with Abba when it comes to doing those fuzzy setups. If your jealousy meter is not high and is blocked out, you are very likely going to deplete yourself. But that Yozansen was very much plus. We can finish the food. Oh, but the H Kabari breaks the wall and not enough to kill.
Oh, I like the attempt to 2S there, but the JH came out just a little too quick and a little too low. Pedrito had the right idea, but just the poor timing.
The great 2S sniping out of the sky here. Abba, one of her stronger buttons, and only gets better when she is jealous. Great 2H counter starter, then 2 great FDC cancel on that side switch to get the low. Udongein showing such strong utilization of other mix-up options that Baiken will have without having to utilize Yozansen left right here. But a great simple combo ender, just trying to get something out, but a good hop kick gets Udongein pushed to the corner here for Pedrito, but a 2H to get us started. IAD to Tommy, finish your food, and a Game 1 going to Udongein.
Oh, man. That was so quick, and I love the way that Udon just started playing that match as soon as Pedrito ran out of jealousy rage, right? Just started utilizing the Kabaris, both of them, to just space out or just dictate the pace of the match. I want you close to me, I'm using S, and if you dodge and jump over it, typically had meter to correct and steer the ship in the right direction so we can go from there.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about the set as well is usually I feel like a lot of times, depending on the level of play of these two characters, Baiken has such an ability to play a very annoying game plan against Aba. He is incredibly gifted with being able to stuff some of the approach tools here, even in Aba's JR form. But Pedrito not being thrown off with the way the first set went. A great route here. Gonna get changed back into Jealous form and send it with the super. You love to do that. You maximize that jealousy gauge, switching out and then back in again to send that super. Great routing and great anticipation from Pedrito so far. And a 6P to get it started too. Said no far slash round start here for you, Udongein.
Oh, Yozan's hitting super high, but we caught the recovery of something. Yeah, Udon not giving Pedrito an opportunity to get started at all. Unfortunately, misses the TK Yozansen. Pedrito takes the opportunity to just start their own offense. That's I like the flex shield. I like the attempt. The flex shield go into Jealous Rage just to buy ourselves a little bit of time. Time is definitely what you don't have because Udon wants to quickly push us to the next round with the meter advantage. Burst gate, I should say.
My favorite statement about Yozansen is that all are created equal in the world of command overheads, right? So, you know, you have a situation with a strong special move in Baiken's TK Yozansen, and that run-up Yozansen here, it's still no matter the level, if you got the execution, then you gotta guess sometimes there. But Udongein has the life lead, didn't spend the burst, but you're gonna head and burst and send it with the jealousy. No squid super to keep it. Plus, we did an RC cancel, get the straight hit. Not gonna go ahead and spend it on canceling out, try to keep the pressure going. We don't have any more meter. Let's just still go anyway. T-grab is plus, great into the throw. 2H off the OTG. No hard committals, trying to call any of the options, but the 5K 6H does not end up comboing. This can still go anyway. One hit is all they need, but there's no combo off the regular Ava 236K. Can still go anyway, but the PRC to make the 2-8 save. This can still go. We are getting down to the scrambles. Meter is being spent. Tip coming in. FT is trying to keep the health high. Jumps over, gets that IED JD from Aba, but a back jump on the Kabari to slide in, make it block an overhead into the immediate low with the 2K, and Pedrito got so close to answering back, but Udongein holds strong and gonna go up 2-0.
Definitely a very strong showing here so far, utilizing exactly what we were just talking about earlier, right? If Pedrito has no Jealous Rage, we immediately shift to dictating the match with the Escobar, with the Blue Wild Assault, just making sure you cannot escape and you don't get a chance to refill that Jealous Gauge. Nice Gold Burst comes out, finds the opportunity right there. This could be the one chance Pedrito has. I like that, going for burst, safe routing, and ending up in the key grab just to refresh that once again. Beautiful slide, oh my goodness.
That slide utilization here, working through those mids, only losing to the lows. Oh, Udongein trying to go for the new routing option that Baiken got off of that 5H juggle change. Does not get the full pickup here, but at least gets the next hit again, keep the pressure going. Pedrito has 100 tension to work with, but a PRC into the low with that 2D is gonna put them on set point.
Back dash immediately goes off into the Jealous Rage. Gets a hit there, a trade, a favorable one at that. Allows ourselves to get the combo. We're resetting the pressure here with the key grab once again with the far slash. Just taking that time once again. Same scenarios we've seen time and time again.
Oh, and great 2S there, sniping the Yozansen out of the sky. Definitely, essentially a button that gets 6P all the time, and 2S is essentially just a 6P that points straight up. So really, really great stuff. Pedrito answering back, bringing us to a round 3, saying I'm not done quite yet. But unfortunately, they get the actual form change and then get hit by the Kabari. we're seeing Udongein going with a lot of the slower kind of left-right mix setups then, just to kind of pay a little bit more of that meter. Great using, they whiff the button, covers that moving far slash with the parry, but a great 2K from Pedrito, fighting back with all of their might. Hits the far slash regular hit, but you were crouching, so we get the routing, get the combo, and Udongein gonna take that 3-0 over Pedrito. Much here, and I love that in this landscape of competitive strive right now, so many of these players are being able to play multiple characters. You really understand what you have to deal with when you put yourself in another character's shoes. So. And here, Kriby already going to get the burst out of Lasagna then. The respect there is so strong there with that curse being on it. The strike throw is going heavy, and the throws are coming out. A great throw tech, but RNG gunshot got me. Roll the dice, you hit the 33%, and you're going through the wall with positive bonus.
Beautiful tech on the throw, post wall break. Ah, I like the air-to-air there from Kriby. I like this. Just play to your strengths. Go back up if you need to. Break that wall for the kill. Kriby is super comfortable here in this matchup, it seems. We were just talking about it earlier, how it might be matchup familiarity. It might just be character familiarity. Whatever the reason, Kriby is definitely showing out here as we get another wall stick and reset the situation once again for a positive bonus.
And not sure if intentional, but kind of hit him with a little double shimmy there as well. So Lasagna got to be a little bit ready, but we all want to throw tech. Those fuzzy options coming in strong here, and seeing good pressure there. Good block on the overhead. Burn down, try to make it there, but gets the space up, does get the whiff punish with that 5K, puts you through the wall, and while the damage won't be that high, pretty good chunk. I have to say, positive bonus is one of the scariest things to hear when you are fighting a happy chaos. We'll get there. Great block on that BRC overhead, but a great 6P. PRC keeps the combo going. If we finish our food, it'll be our round as well. And Lasagna holding strong in this game one here, taking us to round 3.
Nice. JD gets the close slash link. Set up the pineapple is not ready though. Secures to knock that nice block on the tap dust. That's one mix-up down, a few more to go. One bullet in the chamber.
Definitely a spooky spot to be in. If you are the happy chaos, you gotta find the sequence to get those bullets back when you do have none to work with. Kriby find that perfect route. Great 6 speed to keep Slayer stuck in this corner. Just trying to find the right way to right out. Great fighting on these delay fuzzy options again. Just trying to catch Kriby slipping on these approach attempts with the Goldlewis gun. But Kriby just taking that space, slam, backdash, put out the curse, take your space, but we catch the gun this time. It gives Kriby Slayer a chance to make their way in. Good block on the overhead as well. Not gonna die off the OTG, just takes the pressure then again. Deflect shield keeps himself alive. Ooh, no punish on the way in, but the roll is gonna seal out that first game. But those health bars were absolutely bleeding.
Tons of resources being used there at the very end. We used a security gauge. We used our burst. We even just used our attention just to make sure that Kriby can squeeze out that last little bit of health bar so we can get the victory. Taking the first game, I want to say convincingly, but it was a really close one. A lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I feel like both these characters kind of have the ability to just kind of bulldoze each other, and while Happy Chaos can sometimes feel like, you know, death by 1,000 needles for like the high health characters, then like, you know, both these characters here taking their turns, running an absolutely egregious offense. But Kriby is so ready for these high-low behemoth on-block setups here as well. Able to fight back in their own accord, but getting the reward of a roll here, taking Lasagna to the corner. Deus Ex filling up those bullets again. Damn near full concentration, then in a hard knockdown. Definitely where you want to be as Happy Chaos.
Oh, but that corner is definitely where you don't want to be. Lasagna Slayer, full resources of all kinds. PRC making our way back in. Oh no. That could have been very bad, but a PRC will course correct us, so we maintain our offense until Kriby fights his way out. The same can be said for Lasagna Slayer, utilizing the burst.
Oh, but send another Skyfish again, and we had the curse ready, so that gunshot was going to be there damn near instantaneously. Kriby able, despite a potentially scary situation, found the right time to get over. Lasagna extending a little bit too far with that Skyfish as well. And an unfortunate miss on a Behemoth. Going to go ahead and get yourself put through the wall there. Goldlewis definitely a bit of an execution check character with some of these raw Behemoths here. So seeing it come out even at this level knows that if you are not on your best of the day, you can simply lose to yourself in some of those moments. But this is Happy Chaos, the demon of Guilty Gear Strive. Great 5D overhead into that knockdown again. This Kriby pressure is so strong once it starts. No bullet to work with though. So they're gonna have to be the right hit to get it going. Or they're gonna have to end early, get the reload. There it is. IDJS pressure. Gunshot to go in. Actually baits out the burst with that IED. Kriby, that was absolutely sick. And your reward is game 2.
Kriby ending that game in such a dominating fashion. No rounds lost. Using the first game as just knowledge. We mentioned how early on in the bracket players tend to do that. We definitely see Kriby doing that right here, right? Just seeing how Lasagna Slayer is going to play, where we're going to use our security cancels, what spots are we going to use our drone, etc, 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 and just floored it.
Really great stuff, Kriby here. Find themselves now on the verge of being in top 8 winner side. Definitely a great spot to be in. Making your way to top 8 bracket. Still having that bonus life in the tournament there. Definitely feeling good to get a chance at that big pot. But no pot on the screen right now. Just positive bonus for Kriby coming through. Takes to the skies with a JP gun at the ready. And a Deus Ex again. Putting ourselves into positive bonus. A little bit of concentration to work with as well. When will that gun come out? But a backdash BRC close slash. So doing a lot bit of damage then. No full combo. I love this setup here as well. No need to break the wall against HC, having to play that annoying neutral again. And Kriby, it seems despite a lot of close rounds, keeps finding themselves out on the winning side of these situations and on set point.
We have that green, leaving you open to tech throw situations. There it is, a throw once again. And the attempt to shimmy there from Kriby. It's going to be rewarded with a close slash, catching the backdash and a wall break to get some of those resources back once again. Kriby is in such a strong position until we get hit and sent to the corner. Lasagna Slayer looking to push the offensive.
Oh, but a great backdash there on that back Behemoth as well. Lasagna just trying to bring out all the different executions here. Kriby, can you show that you have what it takes to do it? Tries to bait out, or say strip out the burst with the blue wall assault, then canceling late with a PRC to throw the air. Behemoth attempt, misses it, finds himself now stuck in this corner. We spent that blue wall assault earlier, tried to seal it out, and now we have no burst to answer back, but the white wall assault, sorry, getting called out by that 2K from Kriby on the recovery, taking that set in top 8 winners here, 3-0. We are playing a sick anime fighter, and damn does it feel good to set that mood here. Getting into our next qualifier here, y'all, for that top 8 winners side. We have Fubuki on that Testament, Scissors on the Anji, and Fubuki already winning that burst war, getting the first one out from Scissors.
Utilizing everything, sending up the Unholy Diver, utilizing that buff to get the hard knockdown after every aerial hit. And just non-stop loops of left and right to end the round. Fubuki with a perfect on the first round here.
If you would ask me when we get a perfect round 1 and it's the Testament, I would have been like, I don't know if I want to take that bet, you know. So really great stuff here from Fubuki. Just so controlled in the way they pilot this Testament. Catching that backdash with that fan toss here. Scissors just trying to fight to get started here. And at least Anji built like a tank, so definitely able to take so many of these sequences. from a character like Testament, who is not always able to get the highest hit, but a great 6P counter hit. Going to give you a full combo here. Ends up not finishing the route as well. Trying to keep Fubuki locked in this place here too. I love that attempt to anti-air with that JD, but not overcommit yourself. So even if it whiffs, you maintain that Fubuki is stuck in that corner. And it was a perfect first one, but teleports through. Fish staying on the side that Fubuki was in, but parry finds a way. Anji's parry, everyone hates it no matter what character you play here, but Scissors taking advantage of those active frames, still activating despite no cinematic. And Fubuki, by getting a perfect here, Scissors is so close to potentially taking this first game. All it needs is that one hit, but a great jump out here from Fubuki. Has to spend the burst though.
Unholy Diver finds its mark. Nice whip punish there on the spin. Look at the reward. Another hard knockdown and more plus frames. Fubuki is doing such a good job at just evading Scissors, but hey, every clock is right at least twice a day. And looks like Scissors was definitely correct on getting the read there to catch Fubuki's escape attempt.
All right, we'll get him back into it, and we saw before here Scissors taking that first game, but a fresh lobby and fresh opportunity to reset yourself going into this very back and forth set. Testament, Anji, these characters kind of just trying to hold their space as they can until they can get quite in, but Anji more capable of kind of bulldozing his way in with that health, but great utilization of that teleport. Already was stained here. But despite that, just be able to push Fubuki back to that corner with that burst. But Fubuki just playing so evasive here. I have to say, one of the best evasive Testaments I've ever seen to do it. And they are being rewarded with that first round.
Using the evasiveness round start immediately, just like you mentioned, right? Look at this. Utilizing the space, utilizing the teleportations, and definitely taking advantage of the fact that we have Stain State damn near at all times.
Oh, and it actually spins out the teleport close slash as well. Scissors was definitely ready for a strike, at least after that teleport here. Get caught by the far slash there. Get that Rin hard knockdown. Definitely one of the most egregious aspects of the kit changing for Anji, but gonna go ahead and take advantage of that. What is now a pretty old buff for Anji in getting that fusion into either of his supers, essentially fixing some of his awkward combo routing. And Scissors here answering back with round 2.
Nice backdash on the fish. Like this, have Stain State applied once again. Now I think Fubuki's trying to be a little more cautious of the potential spins. Oh, and what a read there on the aerial teleport with the JD. Scissors just taking chase, taking to the skies. Fubuki is not safe anywhere except for the tippity-tip range of the far slash. Stuff gets the overhead for the knockdown. YRC get off of me, sets up the unholy diver once again. Teleport, it's gonna find its mark. Get the burst out as well from Scissors.
I like that Scissors getting that late burst there so they don't end up getting stained, but we are moving around. The hops are coming in. Teleports are going wild. It feels like just as you're about to catch Fubuki, she usually finds a way to teleport out. You're gonna get this caught again. Nice to bait out potential wake up option. Spins that 2H. Gonna cancel it, the fish into a full route. As long as we can stick, don't even need it. We got enough to super again. And Scissors here, despite a closer game in this round 2, still finds a way to squeak that out there, going up 2-0 against Fubuki.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing a notable adjustment here from Scissors, right? It's just we're more just aggressive on chasing Fubuki. Fubuki is definitely doing such a wonderful job at keeping Scissors out and just playing the far-reaching game, but I think it's time we start shifting into a more brick wall approach where we just stand our ground instead of trying to evade. I think we might see some more success.
going into this game 3 Fubuki. And we've mentioned before, kind of, more recently coming back to some of these competitive online brackets. Definitely hope we'll be seeing them in more in the coming future. Definitely an incredible testament in her own right here. But Scissors finds so many opportunities and just keeps the chase going. Like, as annoying as it may look for Anji in some ways, his reward for just getting the hit is astronomical compared to a lot of what Fubuki can pull out. Great wires to get some space there off of that jump in. But there is that annoying mid-range runaway game plan here. Not able to connect any of the stains recently. Oh, but there it is again. That new anti-air, or I say hard knockdown you get from the air hit on Crow. Trying to change the Anji backdash options here. With a couple of those almost blocks the overhead. We had meter to PRC cancel it late. And the scaling is enough to put you through the wall, taking it to round number 2, but set point here for Scissors.
Scissors starting off mad strong, getting the burst out already. Fubuki doing such a good job. Right back at you, both of these players. No burst on deck. Fubuki has some tension. We spend it on the wire seat to further evade Scissors. Fujin does find its mark, so does the tap dust. If we're gonna break the wall, not a lot of damage, but the resource game matters right now when we have such a strong lead.
Yeah, this Anji champion might be a little strong, but I think everyone who plays this game knows that at this point here. And Scissors showing you why they're one of the best to do it. Great fast RC cancel to get the side switch, spends the red walls out just to make sure the route works. All you have to do is put him into the wall to get it, and they're going to take it 3-0 over Fubuki.
Look at this. We're in a film. No, we're skipping it. I respect it, though.
Yeah, definitely a long entry there. Don't blame folks being like, I've seen this intro enough times here. Despite the burst being spent already by Lakey. Kriby not giving Lakey the same answer back. When will this burst come out at this point? You already lost half of your life bar against Baiken. One good hit will be all you need, but Happy Chaos so good at controlling some of these reversal options from Baiken with those gunshots. You cannot parry a projectile. You can't parry a bullet. So let's see here if Kriby's going to end up spending this. Kriby does finally go ahead and spend that there. Don't actually hate that. Plenty of meter to work with as well. And great 2D to get started.
Nice. Finishes off with the Deus Ex Machina. Tons of damage on the board and tons of meter left to regain on the burst side of things. RC gets the super. Yeah, unfortunately, no concentration for Deus Ex Machina, so we couldn't close it out right this second. But there's that positive bonus coming into effect. We can use the Roman cancels to extend our offense and back up.
Unfortunate Baiken 5P moment there. A lot of times that max range 5P will not give you a combo, but keeps the pressure going, keeps the sequence locking down this Happy Chaos. Great counter hit routing here from Lakey, trying to get out every ounce of damage you can from these routes as well. Go ahead and a little bit of space again, but giving Happy Chaos space is a spooky thing to be in. There's that burst being answered back here. Oh, but actually ends up throwing the 5D attempt here. Good block on the cross-up Yozansen. So all it takes is one more hit. Oh, but doesn't finish the food, unfortunately. This could be tragic, but the far slash sealing it out. Definitely a strong button we're all used to seeing when fighting Baiken and giving Lakey that first game.
Yeah, with its lightning fast speed and its decent range, decent combo potential as well. It's no wonder, right? Just run up and send it every once in a while. And Lakey just feeling it in their bones, knew it was the right time. And what a reward we get off of it. A whole game as well. 1-0, 1-0. Lakey taking the lead.
Yeah, kind of brings you back to the beginning of that first game there, right? Where Kriby kind of chose to not spend that burst at an earlier point there. Maybe more worried about a bait option coming out from Lakey, but took a little too much damage until they had the option of being killed to quite the end. We are in a new game, fresh meter to work with as well. Great PRC to cover the whiff option there, but a great 2K from Kriby to fight back this Baiken on defense.
Yeah, the 6S into the super. Oh, beloved. Decent amount of damage. Same situation as before. You know it, you love it. Especially Kriby right now. That burst don't mean nothing. This blocks the Kapari, but oh, there's that button on top of the far slash. It being 9 frames makes it an excellent button to just push out or throw out and even trade.
But watch your toes. There's that 2H then. It's such a strong follow-up option from so many of Baiken's options here. And Lakey showing a bit of an awkward hit, but gets a full combo reward for it. And so often, depending on what your starter is, what Baiken should be doing off those hits can very much change in that tether. Really great stuff, Lakey. Despite having to spend that burst to get it, then the round count is in your favor. And good answer on that 6K with the parry. Just takes that run up close slash meaty there. Definitely don't want to be running that fake Eskabari after parry, and especially at this level of play.
Eskabari finding its mark, gets the safe jump. Oh, but the Yazansen, you gotta watch your dome. Kriby not making the same mistake as before. Spending the burst before it's too late. Beautiful tech on the throw. 50 tension on both sides. Kriby tries to go for a slingshot to no avail. Lakey running up deep and chasing the backdash with a 2H. And we are rewarded with another game.
Shoutouts to the patch that made Baiken run a little bit faster. There are so many situations against characters like this that were not possible before until she got that acceleration change. So definitely incredible stuff here. Lakey just coming out swinging. And in a matchup that historically has been fairly bad for Baiken, but kind of has only gotten a little bit better for her patch after patch as well, to the point where a lot of top level Baikens don't really mind Happy Chaos anymore. But, you know, being essentially what's called one of the best, if not the best character in the game, go a long way. But a great shimmy by Kriby here. That's all Kriby, not a Happy Chaos special as well. These double IVs keeping Lakey from wanting to send any of the follow-ups here. A good answer on that Gatling guard cancel parry. Gonna send you through the wall with that positive bonus.
Definitely rewarded pretty handsomely for our efforts. Like that going low 2D once again. Refresh the super, refresh all of our resources minus the concentration, but we're not gonna need a whole lot of it because Kriby has Lakey right where he wants him. Nice, I like the wire.
That spacing of Kriby so good there. Potentially worried about a reversal super option from Lakey on wake up as well. Would have given them time to PRC cancel any of their choices, but you know, still a long road to go. Kriby even will have to reverse sweep this set to be able to move forward in the winner's side at least. Parry there, not getting called out this time then. Great delayed 5P to fuzzy mash out. Lakey just trying to keep the pressure open enough to maybe catch some of these backdash options, or maybe a mash here from Kriby. Not getting it. Backdash BRC, not meaty enough to not at least cause a trade. Kind of a net positive for Kriby at that point. Like he had to spend the meter to get there, and 6P answering that Eskabari after the far slash, but an H-Kabari again to get caught. Not trying to take the corner away from this ball. Don't want to get bursted there. There's that burst coming out. The win con for Happy Chaos pushes you full screen, but Lakey finds the right time for that IADJS to put themselves on set point.
Just one more round is all we needed. A few more blocks of the tap dust as well. Gonna help us inch closer and closer, just as Kriby just wants to get that one game on the board, just to start the climb, the ascent into a game 5. Air throw's gonna bring us slightly closer. The parry in retaliation, lots of interaction happening. Lakey just keeping the offense going. Once again, same situation. Oh no, that back throw was most unfortunate. Forces the burst out from Lakey.
Lakey tried to go for the fancy stuff there. Unfortunately, that setting the meter just to get a drop, definitely not the best feeling. And there's no full route here. Oh, tried to do a delayed JH option, maybe to do some burst bait potential, but the ID getting caught this time. You are cursed, so the lock on is so damage near instantaneous. And despite looking all Lakey all the time here, Kriby is answering back and keeping it from being a 3-0. But once again, we mentioned it will have to be 2 more games to take this set. Lakey only needing that 1 here. But this is Happy Chaos. All you need is a few good backdashes. Put that green stuff on your opponent and send the victory home.
Right, taking no time, immediately getting into the next one. 2D catching the backdash for Lakey, using the burst. But what a good time too, right? Kriby has no concentration, has to eat this damage unless use the burst, which I think we're gonna save it for the next part of this wall break.
Oh my gosh, and the Gula Stomp here. Just trying to figure out where Happy Chaos is going to come out, on what side, the throw coming out. So much respect there. A great air throw as well. Keeping this combo route as centered as we can. Kriby not willing to lose that burst, knowing that if they don't have this for the next round, it could very much seal their fate in this set here. A great run of 5D into that gunshot. Keeps it going. Lakey trying to represent that parry option again, but being called out for it, put it through the wall, and a positive bonus starting to roll in here for Kriby's Happy Chaos. Another Deus Ex Machina going through again. Bullets are full, enough concentration to force the mix-up. What's it going to be?
I'm really liking the attempts to air here from Kriby at all times, just keeping a laser-eyed focus if Lakey turns to the skies. Those 6P, the Escobar, just like you mentioned earlier, gets the burst out from Lakey. Oh, to no avail though. Oh, wait, I might have spoke a little too soon. Curse is applied. We have 1 bullet in the chamber. We take the time to steady our aim and fire that bullet. Lakey had no choice but to die there.
Yeah, definitely an unfortunate spot to be in if you are a Lakey fan here. So trying to spend that burst to seal out the round so often, even with a big deficit, if you are not trying to chase a character like Happy Chaos, bursting just to keep them in those corners can be so worth it here. But Kriby's offense, since adjusting as the set has gone on, has gotten so much more delay focused, trying to bait out these reversal options from the parry, deflect shield here. Heck, even YRC has an opportunity to get caught out in these moments. Kriby fighting the not only Baiken's parry, but system mechanics so well in these sequences and absolutely answering back here.
With another game 5 to start us off here in the top 8. Honestly, it's anyone's game. We're seeing a ton of momentum being swung from both players here. And Lakey actually popping out with a surprise Asuka at the very end, pulling out all the cards, no pun intended, to make sure we do not lose our advantage in the winner's side.
And I don't blame the switch here. I mentioned earlier that Lakey, strong Unica player, also a very strong Asuka player as well. But I always wonder when you make these kind of late switches, they were able to work in the beginning. Is it really that much adjustment to your character? Or you just need to be a little bit cleaner in the moment? But Asuka doesn't really care about how good your routing and structure is, just as long as you can keep your game plan going and not letting your opponent play their game. Very much the solitaire character of all time here, but a great side switch as well. Take that basic knockdown, not try to reset that neutral point. No mana really to work with, only 1 spell. Gonna send it on the explosion here again. Good block on the 6H overhead. Only 1 spell to still work with. Health down to low. All it will take is 1 more hit and just that light delay to get Lakey uncomfortable. We said it before, Kriby would have to reverse sweep, and now they're on the cusp of doing so.
It starts us off really strong. Bunch of cards out on the table. Teleports to safety. Wow, look at that! That was some good stuff. Spending the Wild Assault to recover some of our mana. Gets knocked down, unfortunately though. Kriby looking super strong here, keeping the positional advantage of maintaining our full screen here. We have bullets, we have concentration. Lakey looking a little short on mana. We have enough for just 1 or 2 spells, so now would be the time that Kriby has to lock him down.
Gosh, trying to find the right way to swing in, but the cube is right on top of you. The 5D gonna come in to pick up into a full combo. Staff still messing with the gravity of these cubes and answering back, and Lakey, despite switching in their ace at the last second, is going to be able at least to take us to a final round of this Game 5. But Happy Chaos J2K wants to have a word with you. Does not go ahead and put the through the wall. Great block on the tap 5D, but the shimmy into the shot here. And it's so hard to play that proper defensive against the strike throw that a character like Happy Chaos can bring.
Absolutely no mana on the table means any single hit could spell death. Burst is available, but we're spending everything, all of our bursts, even our own. Kriby looking to keep the offense super tight and super hard to block there with the tap dust that does a million damage because we were out of mana. Kriby taking it over Lakey 3-2 with the reverse sweep.
Getting into our next set, the other side of winner semis of top 8 here. We got Jack, the Happy Chaos himself, versus Scissors, that Anji here, who fought so hard against Fubuki, kept the pressure going to get himself into this winner side, and gets rewarded with having to take down a behemoth like Jack.
Nice gold burst is an excellent way to start it off, though. Great momentum shift, positive bonus already early on into the set is going to be very crucial. Nice butterfly catching the jump out attempt there from Jack. But the Nagiha catches whatever that might have been some pre-jump.
But you are now stuck in this corner against Anji. Don't pick the wrong option or it could be your end, but this is Jack. Always so comfortable with those fuzzy timings. You feel like you never see Jack potentially pick like a wrong option, or it seems like players sometimes really struggle to actually call Jack out for some of these defensive choices. But a great 6P to get us started here. Anji rewarded with so much off of a counter hit 6P, and I think even with the extra RC crush, it's not enough to kill a blinking life bar, but any hit could do it, and chooses the 5K to keep themselves YRC safe. Scissors, that was it.
Nice air throw to start us off here in the new round. And I like the attempt to catch the backdash. Unfortunately, we gave Jack just a little bit too much leeway, and now your back is to the corner. Had to use the burst to get out unless you wanted to give Jack those resources. Another back throw, back to back. That J2K finding its mark, keeping you locked down, an expert at the anti-airs.
But attempts to spin and gets thrown for their troubles. Good PRC canceled by Jack. Get a little bit of this pressure off from Scissors so far. Spends the blue wall assault, get that extra reload here again. Oh my gosh, the roll throughs are never ending. The damage may be low, but the mix is forever coming in high. Gets a bit of concentration back here. Jack's always so comfortable with that wall health, maximizing this Happy Chaos character. And see what there tries to catch out at some of these delayed backdash or jump options here. And despite a bit of spaghetti here to wrap it up, Jack here answering back, taking us to a round 3 already.
Starting it off pretty strong burst on the table for Scissors, and Jack definitely knew it, tried to bait it out. But we're gonna take the time since we got the wall stick to go into the super, refresh our burst gauge just so we have it, some little bit of insurance, and to get that tension up so we can maintain our offense. Beautiful stuff. Scissors turning the tables here. Beautiful back throw. Spinning the meter. Yeah, like that. What a gunshot, catching Scissors out of the hop from the Fujin, sending him to the skies and sending us to the next game. Jack taking the first one.
I feel like we know we've experienced a lot of Happy Chaos when you have these moments of like, oh, I guess, you know, Jack rolled correctly on the dice and got what they wanted. But I want to talk about that IB on the Fujin to throw in between for the Rin overhead. That was so damn good and kept that round going in Jack's favor there. And despite Jack giving up the first round in that game 1 here, answering back, getting the first game as well. But Anji is such a spooky character to navigate around. So much help, so tanky, able to cheat out so many sequences because of that guard point from spin here. But Jack is definitely one of the demons of the online space and the offline then. You have to make sure you are clean on the day to even have a chance to make it close.
Scissors trying to make it close right now, running up. Unfortunately, we had that curse on us, so there's only so much we can do. Slingshot attempt and success. Takes the time to full reload. Definitely very important. You want to be able to maximize all of your hits, all of your damage. Scissors is looking to maximize the offense. Unfortunately, we left a little bit of window of opportunity for Jack.
Oh my god, we are flailing and trying to find this moment here, Gooby. I respect it too, right? You commit to the burst, so you need to do everything in your power to make this character block here. But Scissors finding a great spin round start, punishing that Happy Chaos bar slash, and rewarded with like 55, near 60% of health here, and positive bonus to Booth. Definitely Scissors showing you why they are in this winner side top 8. Making Jack work super hard for it here. These players are so ready there. Great comfortability with that Piercing 2K cancel here. Jack gonna save that burst going into the 3rd round. You're definitely gonna need it. Let's see how this round start shakes out. Both these players not overcommitting too much. A lot of 5Ks from Scissors so far. Not trying to give Jack an easy button to be able to answer, but Happy Chaos, he always finds a way to get the pickup here and putting you through the wall to get that early positive bonus.
Nice, it's a 6H. Louisville Slugger into the super once again, beating Scissors that last little burst he needs. But now we have burst available and that same positive bonus over on Jackson. So it's a 1-guess game here. Oh, and I like the attempt to bait the burst. They're staggering our buttons just a little bit, and I like the usage of the tension to regain our concentration.
Yeah, maybe all for naught. The health bar is so low for Scissors. One combo could potentially be the end despite having that burst. Tries to fight Jack out then, but we're so ready. And even luckily with an OTG, it would have killed there. That burst essentially was not going to hit the mark unless Jack kind of misspaces it. And Scissors here definitely keeping it close then with Jack's great air throw there again, but just unfortunately not able to find the right hit here. Jack always so ready to press these light buttons, the 5Ps, the 2Ps, 5Ks, 2Ks. You just feel like, you know, anytime you can get a little bit more space than you should or want to, Jack is absolutely ready for it.
Yeah, definitely gotta say, not just Jack, but Scissors is definitely ready for these scramble situations. We saw right there at the very end, tail end of the last one, the air throw we got there. And Scissors is just doing a really good job at navigating it. Nice, just uses the burst, unfortunately, pretty early on. And the fish follow-up guaranteed.
I love that attempt. Actually spun the gun flip there from Jack, so definitely was ready for what Jack was looking to press on defense there, at least to answer, get their turn back. Oh, actually rolled through the Fuji before it came out there. Was not an active hitbox then, so kind of right at a funny moment. Definitely a bit of a teleports behind you, nothing personal, kid. But Scissors now, blinking life bar, tries to send it with the full charge Fujin from about half screen and still gets caught by that gun. Despite Scissors doing their best to keep this damn close here, Jack is on set point. Counter hit gun flip to get us started here. And the burst has to come out, but tries to sneak in a throw after a 5K dash cancel. And unfortunately not going to be rewarded. If anything, you're giving the reward over positive bonus for Happy Chaos. Sets up the curse. Hold this mix real quick. Will come out BRC to try to bait out the option into that FRC cancel. Deus Ex. And despite a good attempt from Scissors here, Jack gonna move forward into winners finals 3-0.
Like her own win condition, has to get the knockdown, which can be tricky if we're moving so fast, and has to work around the yo-yo sets, which can also be tricky in neutral. We'll have to see how both of these players navigate with Fubuki immediately starting off with the teleport, getting the throw as well, and evading the 5H so massively like we just talked about.
Dude, Fubuki is so good. Like, I'm so happy she's playing more Testament again, because like I have always been impressed by this player's ability to, you know, pilot this character that kind of has always been considered like on the weaker side at a lot of their balance points then, but you know, Testament right now probably at one of the best points it's ever been, with a lot of these options, calling out with the Calamity one there. Go ahead and keep the pressure rolling. Tick, throw, not ready. Answering that 6P with a super rush super of our own. But the elusiveness here. Great stop on that roll to call out that 6P from Fubuki. The pressure keeps going, but 2K 5D RC. Anybody's got mix if you got meter here. Dig taking that first round.
Pretty convincingly too. Nice 2S to catch the backdash, and I like the deflect shield attempt there from Fubuki, but Dig is just so ready to punish accordingly. Meaty yo-yo set the S, or the H variation, excuse me. Gonna break the wall with the Roger super. As well, hard knockdown. There's a deflect shield once again, and there's that super jump air dash that we were talking about again. Just mixing that up between actually air dashing in and the teleports.
Man, looking like there was // startup, but it ended up actually being active by the time that Dig ended up landing. And, you know, despite Fubuki kind of really controlling the pace of that first round, Dig ends up getting the first game here. And this is nothing to take away from Dig. You know, incredibly strong Bridget, provides so many strong mix-up options here. But, you know, once again, if you cannot keep this Bridget off of you, the mix potential from this character, unless you have the right call-outs, unless you have the right kind of, you know, fuzzy blocking options, then can definitely get sniped, get caught lacking. And if they knock you down again, start that sequence all over again here. But game 2, guys, this is the loser's side of that top 8. We are not quite in loser's quarters quite yet. The winner of this will have to take on Lakey. And I feel like neither of these characters want to see a strong Baiken in their path. A great Arbiter sign to start the mini game going here. Able to caught the...
It's like that 5K with the stay. Gets the burst out from Dig pretty early on into the round, I feel. Dodges the Arbiter sign with the run, sets up the yo-yo. And Fubuki once again just using her evasiveness to just escape the range that is dangerous here from Digblig. State applied. Yeah, and I like how prepared Dig was for the teleport there as well. Setting up the yo-yo. We got the knockdown. Want to get our wall break unless Fubuki has something to say about it. Gets the burst out as well.
Oh my god, and caught the actual late frames of that 5H there. Punishes Bridget for just pressing her mids on recovery, and because the stain was still on, got to teleport into that full combo. Fubuki is incredibly lucky and ready. Great utilization of that delayed teleport that and catches the roll recovery with the Arbiter.
I like that 6P avoiding the actual active hitbox of the yo-yo. Beautiful air throw from Dig, not allowing Fubuki to escape the corner. No teleports. No air dashes, no nothing. You're not getting out of here for free.
And catches that 6P with the Roger super again. But you gotta block this high-low real quick. And I love that choice from Dig. Does not to break the wall. Does not believe that it was gonna kill here. And one more hit is all they need to take us to the next round. Then incredible awareness and choices in that routing. Finishing that combo always feels good. Positive bonus feels great. But what's even better than that, winning the dang round. Love to see our players being ready for all of these situations, making the most of the fact that Guilty Gear lets you both break the wall and a lot of times keep that corner.
Yes, I like that. Going for the faint teleport main to just kind of trick Digblig into thinking we were going to teleport out. Tries to get the burst on the bait. Unfortunately did not bite. Fubuki manages to fight her way out, and Digblig is just, we are just doing things at all times. We are buzzy jumping, we're pressing.
And I feel like Bridget's very much that kind of like very active like kind of APM character, right? With throwing out, shooting rolls, canceling rolls, right? There's so many options of movement when it comes to a character like Bridget in Strive here. A great run-up throw here. Haven't actually seen any DPs quite come out yet here. And unfortunately, the stick onto the wall there with that new stain buff on throw here. Gonna pop it there. Not enough to kill. Did not have super to resolve, but a Roger dive. Gonna go ahead and keep this alive for Dig. Spending the blue wall salt to get the victory. Delays on the burst here with that low. FD canceling again. Committing to the act. If you're willing to do it, commit, damn it. And Dig with that resiliency is going to be up 2-0 here in this top 8 set.
Yeah, utilizing one of the recent Bridget buffs of getting the Rock the Baby for the huge little bit of damage there at the end. Don't think any other, but actually, you know what? We reset. We got the burst fade. I think anything would have killed, but we're just ending it off in a nice little way. Dig Blick 2-0. We got some Dig Blick fans in the chat. Honestly, me too. From what I'm saying.
I mean, how can you not be, right? We were saying it earlier, right? Like, you know, a lot of folks here, you know, I'm not sure if Dig has played in any recent brackets then, but definitely was, you know, a lot more prominent in kind of like the earlier and middle parts of seeing Bridget in Guilty Gear Strive. So always super excited to see players of, you know, a very high level of performance make their way back into the competitive sphere. You know, maybe it's for a major, maybe it's because they're just feeling that they want to play the game again, right? So maybe they just want to do it for their favorite, you know, Bridget TOG. But definitely excited to see what Dig can cook here so far. So far, cooking Fubuki and keeping the pressure heavy. Great block on that overhead though, but there is that empty low. It feels like the sequence never ends. Oh my god, another low again. Restarted over, catches the backdash as well. Ooh, goes for the slump option then, but a reversal throw here keeps the sequence going. And this Dig here has 100 meters to work with. You have to make sure you're right. Good BRC forward. When are we going to be able to spend it? We don't get the 5D into that RC. Send it again. Not enough to kill, but the catches the J8 from Fubuki with the air yo-yo toss here. And Dig finds himself on set point.
Right, yo-yo shoot out once again. Got the succubus out as well. Teleport spot is locked and loaded, and we're gonna see it right here in a second. And Dig Blick was really ready for it. Styling with Fubuki, ready for to get the throw there, not giving Dig Blick an opportunity to escape for free. I like that. Good block on the other side. Not once, but twice over. Got another one to break the wall in this 6th stage. Plus that wall break damage can be more than enough. No one's living there.
Today, I think I saw like 5 IVs in like essentially like a slightly extended block string. Like it definitely showed you that they are thinking about all the available mechanics that Strive has to offer here. Gonna get that burst spent out from Fubuki, sends out the yo-yo to get the roll online. And you guys are just seeing it before. We mentioned both these characters so capable of playing elusive. Great routing there by Dig to keep that counter hit tumble going. Fubuki through the wall with the super positive bonus working in your favor. Nothing to teleport out to though. Gotta make sure you're ready. Baits out the 2H with recovery so quick on that Testament button. An Arbiter low catching out the run up here as well. But sends the Roger dive to call out the teleport here again. These players are playing out of their absolute mind despite what the score might be showing you on the screen right now here. We're turning to more of that long range fireball neutral then. Blocking on that overhead. Feels like it's never going to end with the 2H call out. As long as you can run quickly. But Bridget, what side are you on? She can't even figure it out herself. Doing her best to let Dig down here at the set. But get a chance to get it in. But it never seems to end. The empty low to answer it out. And despite Fubuki doing her dang best to fight back, Dig gonna seal it out with a 3-0. We are going to have a battle of Goldlewis's RedIAmNot versus Lasagna Slayer.
Judging off the names, I think we got RedIAmNot on the left side. Yep, okay, had the soul read, getting the throw as well. Beautiful IBFD there. And the 684 to cash the retaliation buddy because we got a backdash. We think we're safe. It's Goldlewis, baby.
Oh my gosh, this might play the character there. Ooh, the BRC4. I love that mix up that Red does so often here. Kind of gives that extra layer of not being ready for which Behemoth's going to be. Is it the high? Is it the low? And being able to keep the route going with those cancels there gives Red that first round.
Nice 684 counter hit. Beautiful IBFD. Wow, allows the 2P to clash with the fuzzy attempt. Oh no.
And I feel like I'm so used to seeing Goldlewis take advantage of that fuzzy off of the Behemoth. So seeing an answer in a simple standing 5P there, Red definitely showing you that they have full confidence in this character and all of those strong tools. But Lasagna catching you out, slipping then PRC to make the route finish, and a great answer back. Getting a round 3 in our first game already. Sheesh, these Goldlewises are absolutely swinging.
Beautiful 5P to catch the JD attempt. And a security cancel to just try and just mix up the timings of when these Behemoth Typhoons are coming. I love that RedIAmNot going for the burst bait attempt, and Lasagna Slayer just went a little too soon. It actually paid off. And there was the other attempt to get the burst bait. Now we are seeing the
attempt. Not sure if they're looking for a Behemoth option there as well. Just on that YRC to get off me, then into that Skyfish, catches out that Behemoth attempt. 2P, I don't know if it quite is gonna, oh, it actually does end up safe jabbing, but despite the proper safe jab, we had the extra meter to make that reversal super safe, and getting the mix off of it as well. Red gonna take this first game.
That one went down to the wire there. It was anybody's game if anyone got that one singular hit. But in those clutch scenarios, Red always makes the decision to hoard that meter and use it all exactly when it counts.
We've definitely seen these two fight time and time before. It feels like it gets closer and closer every time, though I feel like, if my memory serves me right, it usually is Red coming out on top, so I'm sure Lasagna Slayer would love to show that they are also one of the best online Goldlewises to do it right now. So letting that drone play a little bit of neutral for you, but runs into the Behemoth. Great block on that fuzzy overhead option here again. The IBs are keeping the spacing just enough to be able to potentially answer back here, but unfortunately runs into a 2K for their work. An OTG with the Behemoth. There it is, and Red already up the first round.
Like the defensive round start there from Lasagna Slayer, backdashing, just trying to escape RedIAmNot's clutches, but Red's gonna find you. And Red is gonna get that knockdown whenever they want it. There's the overhead not once, but twice, 3 times, even 4 times. And finishing it off with the super for that hard knockdown. Red is just swinging that momentum to their favor. Make that 5 times.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me 4 more times, shame on us. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta say, great stuff from Red, just keeping this pressure on. Like, you know, I have to say, I don't imagine Goldlewis fights against himself very well. Like, I'm, you know, I'm sure there are opportunities to take advantage of that really strong 2P there, but outside of calling out some of these gaps, maybe with a super or a deflect shield to kind of take some space, you're gonna find yourself just getting mauled a lot of time, whoever gets that first hit. But you know, we saw a lot of these rounds going down to the wire here, so Lasagna still has an opportunity, and we are sending the White Wallace out to call it out there. Red was so ready. No full combo, but a full chunk of damage and no burst to be able to fight back. You better guess right, buddy, at this point. Great stagger 2S to keep the pressure going without having to fully commit to that Behemoth here.
Nice. Oh, I like that whip Behemoth Typhoon. RedIAmNot immediately recognizing it and try to go for a punish. Nice. Beautiful stuff. Using the correct Behemoth Typhoon to get the punish on the whiffed Skyfish. Look at these IBs, just making sure that the other Goldlewis has to either stop what they're doing or spend security gauge to keep themselves safe.
So what was the name for the behemoth before in the air? The air taunts, if you will, right? So
the air taunts, yes.
Pretty hyped to see Red trying to show off there and show kind of moves you can do. But Lasagna Slayer here fighting back incredibly well, coming off of that great behemoth overhead in that corner just to essentially seal out the round sequence. But the drone gonna stop Red from being able to press anything on that jump in attempt. Hits him with that meaty low behemoth as well. Again, down with the system here, putting Red through the wall. Big chunk of damage on this character. But a 2P overhead behemoth again. Explosion being there, bases being given. Great utilization of that strong 2P again, trying to bait out potentially either a YRC or a super from Lasagna. But a YRC to get some space back again, sends back Red to this corner. Spends the deflect shield to try to get some space immediately after, but Lasagna gonna run up, send out the behemoth needy as well, and gonna go ahead and answer a game back on her board, now 1-2.
Yeah, it is answering back in such a dominating fashion, right? No rounds lost in that game. Definitely the opposite of what we saw in the first 2 games. And I like some of the adaptations Lasagna Slayer has been making, right? Utilizing a lot more 624s to catch these backdash attempts, to catch these far/press attempts. Just making sure we maximize all damage whenever possible. And just giving ourselves the same scenario on OK that we love. And a beautiful press from RedIAmNot, the 2P, trying to check whatever aerial approach Lasagna Slayer could have done. And look at the reward we get off of it. Your back is to the corner. The double overhead spends some of that security, saved on that tension.
Yeah, I wonder if they even thought they'd get the hit at this point. And even still, despite not a hard knockdown through the wall, a perfect on the board there for Red, putting themselves on set point. But you have to be careful when approaching a character like Goldlewis, so comfortable with putting out some of these light buttons just to kind of whiff and then make you run into the behemoth follow-up after anyway. And go ahead and spending that super, not even giving Lasagna a chance to spend that burst yet. Gonna start to make Lasagna creeping up that thought, thinking, oh my god, what am I gonna get an advantage of this mechanic here? Go ahead and does the side switch air behemoth. Great PRC into the low. Did block it out there. Reverse super actually catches the 2P as well again. Lasagna health bar blinking, but 2P being burst safe unfortunately kind of seals the deal. And RedIAmNot gonna take it 3-1 over Lasagna Slayer. But here we go, guys. We have Lakey on the Baiken. Dig on that patented Bridget here. We'll have to see if Dig is a little bit more ready to handle some of the difficult aspects of navigating a character like Bridget in a matchup like Baiken.
As we're already seeing some big changes here, going for more committal baits by doing absolutely nothing. Wrath of the Killing Machine did not kill, but I think we're perfectly okay with maintaining our space or health advantage here. Dig just walking back, waiting for Lakey to do a committal option. Catches the PRC attempt. 686 is back
spot to be in. Meter very low on Lakey's side, but 100 and it auto corrects as well. The Rogers super gonna go ahead and turn itself around, clip out Dig on that way in here. Okay, come on, Lakey on that way in. Definitely, you know, a nice attempt on trying to get that side switch Yo Johnson then, but the super heavy.
Like this, a lot of times Diglig is just doing absolutely nothing, just checking to see if we're actually doing anything with our guard crush cancel or even just our parry, whichever comes out. And the answer is neither. Dig just takes advantage, then sends the offense. Lets the yo-yo do all the work for him.
Lakey there sending that Yo Johnson overhead, no meter behind it, just kind of said, heck it, we ball, and let's see what the results are. So often you make your defensive choices kind of thinking about your opponent's meter, and if they can at least make that, you know, high-low situation a little more safe, sometimes you have to send it as the character who has access to it. And and a great route here, gonna put 50% off of Dig's life bar, and Dig was so in control of that first round here. Bait out, and the parry again being baited out, but this time catching out the burst as well here from Lakey, but catches the side switch again with the parry, likely taking advantage of that parry OS that Baiken can take and utilize against here. But once again, it could still go either way. We have to be ready to call out these options here from Baiken, but the super gonna likely clip this Bridget, and even without the meter behind it, it is going to be Lakey's game here, and a very quick, close back and forth here. Game 1 going to Lakey.
Yeah, definitely back and forth, just like you mentioned. We're definitely seeing a little bit more of the adaptations that was mentioned earlier, like just letting the yo-yo do all the work on the meaty, because you can't parry a projectile, and I like that approach from Digblig, but it definitely opens up opportunities for Lakey to be a little more disrespectful on defense.
See what Dig can adjust here going into this second game. And I have to say, Dig is playing incredibly well. A lot of these pressure sequences are kind of leaving these situations. Exactly, you're seeing it there again, everyone. Like, Dig has been so good at calling out these Baiken parries so far. So it's right there. Great utilization of the red roaming cancel. Actually gonna beat out the guard cancel parry again here. Great investment of that meter to build up some positive bonus, but that delayed jump back and get clipped by the H-Kabari. Once again, H-Kabari catches again, tries to take the corner with it, and your rewarder gets stuck there, but a reversal throw to get it going here. Oh, but Dig is so ready with these DPs. The set rate is crazy tonight so far.
Dig just taken to the skies with the Starship. No fear, it is hard. Tap does find its mark, sends the meter behind it, secure the kill. Dig is up around with downburst.
Definitely a spooky spot to be in here, but you'll likely get that burst back, even if this round doesn't work out for you here. Lakey trying to do their best to seal this out, maintain that burst advantage here. I imagine it will not be sent until there, but fortunately misses the GCP on that second part of the close slash. A lot harder than you would think for a 2 hitting low. Great jump there to bait out the throw attempt from Dig on that BRC forward here, and Lakey taking us to round 3 in this game 2. Great 2H to get underneath that 5H for Bridget.
I like that. The FD flicker to bait out an anti-air attempt. Oh! Try to get the super, but we burst a little too soon. Doesn't allow Lakey to get it off, but the Kabari reaches further than the bar slash, and there's the Lakey special, the cross up to Zanson, who's gonna find its mark now. We get the same safe jump situation we know and love. One-touch scenario here for Digblig. Gotta make the most of it. Parry gets baited accidentally. We're gonna make the most of it though.
I mean, you absolutely have to at this point, and unfortunately an H-Kabari attempt, thinking maybe Dig was gonna pull away at this point, able to build just a burst up again at the end, and that was starting to get a little spooky there for Lakey. You could kind of feel, not able to fully, seal the deal earlier on in this set. The sequence here, I wasn't sure what they were going to look for after that jump in attempt. The H-Kabari startup was there, but a simple IADJS after the burst is going to put Lakey up 2-0. One more game to move further into the bracket, be in that loser's semi spot to wait for your opponent of Scissors and RedIAmNot, but Dig still has a chance to do it. It is going to have to come off of a reverse sweep. We have seen a reverse sweep already tonight here, and let's see if Dig can be another one to deliver.
I like that. 2K's the feint recovery, gets a counter, and unfortunately doesn't make the most of it. It was playing to her strengths, playing with that excellent range that Bridget has. I think we're gonna get a wall break here. Yeah, Kara into the super immediately, wastes no time to get that knockdown, that positive bonus. That Roger dive followed up with some tension. It's gonna lead to a wall break, and not just a wall break, a kill as well. Dig is schmoving here tonight.
Yeah, Dig, like I said, despite the score showing to y'all right now, like, Dig has been operated and navigated so well in a tough matchup here. You have to play elusive around Baiken. While she has some great air answering tools, definitely not one of the fastest characters, a bit of a floaty jump compared to a lot of the cast. So Dig here taking advantage of that mobility difference here as well. But Lakey, all he needs is a couple good hits and a full round could be there. I love that cross through as well. Again, was wondering if the car super was going to come out, but we're keeping the mix coming heavy there as well. Everyone wants to do their best ITH impression here, and positive bonus could be a great place to start here for Dig. Plenty of meter to work with then, sends the gun full screen, tries to catch out any of the Bridget options here, like a yo-yo toss likely, and gets the Escabari into a combo, and Lakey is now on set point.
Alright, nice XP on the Escabari. I like this. Dig, once again, not trying too hard to leave themselves in such an unfavorable position, but Lakey is doing such a good job at baiting and making it so. Nice block on the cross up. The Starship does find his mark once again, though. Same old, same old. Try to bait the burst. A little too soon on that. It did come out. So like this.
Dig trying to return a bit of a baited burst as well for Lakey, but it wasn't quite enough. Lakey not biting it, and some great stagger pressure to get that counter hit far slash and take that set 3-0 over Dig. We have Scissors on the Anji versus RedIAmNot on the Goldlewis. This round start is going to be so important for these characters here, and I love what we're seeing from Scissors, trying to take advantage of that Anji 5K, a little bit more of a safer poke option here to beat out some of the startup then, but the throw being baited with that JD. We are willing to spend that burst, and I don't blame you. Got to get that game started. Got to make this Goldlewis sweat. Great 6P on that JD attempt again here. Scissors likely going to be getting a burst out of here, Red, if the right hits keep on coming in here. At this point, both characters at equal health, though, but 100 meter for Scissors to work with. The right hit could be enough to do it. Close slash super should seal it out, and Red had a couple opportunities to burst. Does not find it, and Scissors gets the first round.
Yeah, definitely makes you think. Maybe Red just wanted to save the burst for the following round, which I think in this case would be a really good idea, right? Goldlewis has amazing comeback potential, as we're potentially gonna see it now. Sets down the level 3 drone, tries to bait out the throw with the jump, gets a throw of their own though. Look at the damage.
Off a 2P starter, by the way. Look at this. Like, look at that chunk. That's crazy. Good stuff here, especially with that Anji Guts working through. Great utilization of that spin to make it through, picking the 2P as the fastest normal option here. I don't imagine this is going to be willing to spend that burst, but I like that Red is keeping the sequencing safe, making sure that they choose the right options to make Scissors pay for any of these bad defensive choices. And there's that burst already being spent. Definitely in Red's favor, also closer to getting 50 first. 50 on the table. Good block on that side switch. JH as well again. But the knockdown's coming in here. Have to guess right a couple times. And it's so hard to guess right when the cancels are being ripped here. And Scissors had a lot of control, but not enough to stop the Behemoth Typhoons from Red. Game 1 going to RedIAmNot.
Excellent usage of the security cancels, right? Just in case neither of those hits landed, we still have 50 tension. Oh, excuse me, we didn't. Look at that. Actually could have set up a fuzzy, but we opted for using the security cancels. This is some good stuff. Double overhead, nobody ever blocks that.
Messed up, you know. You gotta represent these. You know, there's always that time you guess right in the first time. It's like, what kind of opponent am I dealing with? Is it the always ship it with one option versus the other? Do we immediately adjust it to going to low? And you know, I'm a big fan of, if it doesn't work once, try it again, and then maybe the next time you can move from here. So good stuff to Red, playing some well, but these 5 H's just keeping you stuck in this corner. Scissors gonna go ahead, and despite not getting that full routing, you're just seeing Scissors keep Red jailed in this corner here. 5H gonna get us a big starter, but a burst coming out here, but a great whiff punish here on the whiff behemoth. Gets that far slash counter hit into the counter hit routing with that Naguha cancel as well. Scissors here just keeping Red stuck at the space where like there's like no real option to get enough startup to potentially even fight back. I love these 5K uses here in this matchup.
Definitely a very good one to stop Goldlewis's approach. Just could be able to contest in the mid range, right? 5K buttons are just, or just K normals in general have pretty low recovery, which is something Goldlewis struggles to do. You have to be pretty committal with your whip punish tips. Pretty preemptive, I should say.
Gosh, and look at this. Are we gonna be able to take close to court? Okay, I actually think that's gonna go coast to coast, despite the really awkward hit there. But a great space 5H actually clips Red on their way in, taking out that drone, getting not only the dash cancel Fujin, but we're gonna get right into that Kara super as well. They get that simple jump in here, trying to bait out the YRC, not quite with that 2P, a little too committed to the follow-ups as well, but we have 100 meter to work with again. What could it be? And in there, FD keeps out the 5D R, sorry, the close 5D from working again. Both our players having a moment, taking a bow, but Scissors is gonna go ahead and answer back in our game 2. We got one apiece.
Oh, definitely some funny stuff at the end. Good stuff for both players, recognizing that they whiffed that throw, especially Scissors, right? Using the PRC, the course correct. A little mistake there.
Playing some Xrd recently and kind of realizing that older Guilty Gears didn't have like essentially whiff recoveries on throws, and so like coming back to Strive again and just watching this come out here, you kind of get these really silly moments. Both characters just kind of like looking at each other while they're whipping this same thing here. Great Scissors here, canceling that option, taking that second game, but this third game here so far has been all Red. Burst already being spent. Will Scissors get a chance to use this meter? The Guard Crush is going crazy again, immediately answering that 5H counter hit with the burst, catching with the 6-8 for Behemoth, and taking that first round of game 3.
Right, keeping the route nice and simple. Gets the wall break, gets that positive bonus. We all know, we all love it. So RedIAmNot answering back with the swiftness too. Pineapple keeping you locked down as well. Gotta spend some of that tension.
When will it come out? When will it be utilized here? Red built in up to 50, then a deep run in by Scissors. Got the read on a potential maybe throw attempt as well. Scissors gonna have to make sure they use the FD to keep themselves alive from the Skyfish, but unfortunately meets their hand. Gets a high five from the alien from the coffin, and the JD gonna seal out the third game for Red. Up now 2-1.
Yeah, just inching closer and closer to the inevitable match with Lakey that we talked about earlier. And, you know, honestly, and not only just that, closer to the pot as well, which we are standing at a strong $57. So you know, hey, we keep talking about it over and over again. That Frosty Fest is coming up next week. Some extra lunch money would be nice. Nice flip punish attempt there from Red, utilizing the 2K. The double IBFD. Beautiful stuff.
Incredibly strong piloting here. Routes right into that Fujin super. You know, mentioned it earlier here. Anji definitely used to kind of struggle to get some of these good wall breaks, and getting access to that cancel provides such good reliability for getting that hard knockdown with super wall breaks. So great routing from Scissors, making Red absolutely work for it, but you have to guess right on defense against this character. I love that deflect shield usage, not to take another high-low immediately after. And what a great hold up on that delayed Fujin pressure cancel there. It gives a great roar JD, putting Scissors in the corner here. The fuzzy coming in, not gonna be enough to kill quite yet, but the health bar going very much in Red's way. But we're gonna spin right through, drops a level 2 drone as well to push on the pressure, but Scissors One hit could potentially seal out this game 4 here, but Red doing their best, trying to get answer. Scissors wants it, they feel it. The right hit could have been the solution, but we spent the burst and IED'd into the Goldlewis God button in 2P here, and now Scissors might be kicking themselves here, spending that burst out of that round.
Potential final game, final round, and Red is starting it off strong with the consistent 486s, resetting pressure and getting those plus frames. There's more. Nice IP, keeping Goldlewis close. Unfortunately, forgot the FD. Oh, a 6-8-4 sets up the pineapple. Keeping it super meaty.
Gosh, like when will Scissors get out here? I feel like Scissors tried anything and not trying to overcommit, and finally sends a deflect shield just for it to be jumped over in Red, sequencing Red. The power, the struggle, the willingness to swing those behemoths, and keeps it going 3-1 over Scissors.
The combo breaker shots. Starting to go to
round start 2S.
Immediately using the burst, Jack. Now looking to pay the deed forward and get Kriby to use their burst. Unfortunately, Kriby actually looking pretty strong, holding Jack in the corner, using that tension to course correct because of a missed throw.
Absolutely, Jack here, no resources to work with, and I imagine that whenever you pilot into these kind of mirrors, I can't really imagine Happy Chaos fights himself well. So, you know, like, the pressure that you can run if you get that first hit, especially if there's no resources to work with as well. This has been all Kriby this entire game here. Maybe Jack feeling a little bit cold here, having to work through, but we've seen Jack come back from so many situations, and it's only game 1. Maybe you're trying to figure out the right sequence, get the right read on this player here, and a great J2K and a good chunk of damage going through the wall, and you got that green stuff on you.
On top of that, we're going to break this wall with a Deus Ex Machina, giving ourselves a hard knockdown. As well, resetting the situation to be exactly where Jack wants it. On the offensive, has extra tension to allow us to RC right there and get the tap dust.
And I love it. We had tap dust into RC tap dust, you know, double overheads coming in, swinging here. We love our players bringing out all the mind games, all the mix-up stops. A great delayed deep dash in with the gunshots to cover, trying to get Kriby to sweat a little bit on the option. Great 5K counter hit here, getting that knockdown again. Basic jump in option, having the gunshot cover you on your way in, and the following mix-up. But a BRC4 into the throw PRC here from Jack. We actually called out the burst here, and Kriby kind of starting to feel the wheels fall off the hinges a little bit as well. Don't think it'll be enough to kill. Go for a simple slump. We love that sequencing. Double overhead with that fast RCJS up. Finds the hit. Runs out of conscious in left sec. No bullets as well for Jack, but takes to the skies with a simple JP here. And this was such a Kriby dominated first half of this game. But this is Jack, the online demon here, keeping themselves composed, finding the right hits, and sealing out that first game.
Yeah, I definitely like the recognition that Jack ran out of resources, so we had to use our scapegoat there, excuse me, and just back up and see what Kriby was going to do, how we were going to fight out. So we're just ready. Met Kriby in the air. Nice stuff, starting off a lot stronger. Yeah, gets the burst off as well, but Kriby using it to their advantage. Immediately starts off with the steady aim.
Here, Jack, despite game 1, like I said, you know, a little bit more of having to claw back into it, then Jack is starting to have these reads of Kriby on their defensive choices. Gonna catch him back here. Deus Ex through the wall. And round 1 of this game 2 here going to Jack, who just seems to essentially have found that right pathway point, keeps the pressure going. Great 6K catching that backdash here from Jack. Gonna have to spend out of that burst as well. Gonna go ahead and get the pressure, see what starts. When will the roll come in? FT trying to fight out, but a great 2P mash there by Kriby. Go ahead and get a knockdown to get their turn back. Once again, 6K catching out that backdash here. Go ahead and roll as well. Flick not going to quite catch anyone at there, but take it to the skies. Both HCs seeing who can do it. But unfortunately, no bullets here from Kriby. They're going to have to find a knockdown to likely get a chance to reload again. There it is, 2K 2D. Such an important hit for Kriby.
And Kriby, yeah, important hit, ties it up in rounds, coming back from what seems like an impossible to win scenario.
Throw on that roll here again. Jack showing you how you have to answer, be willing to answer some of these HC options, despite their, kind of being needs to be a reliable execution check to make it more real. But the throw RC here gonna go ahead and do a big chunk of damage here. Happy Chaos definitely not one of the tank characters in the game. 6S to chase the backdash here, and what felt like it was gonna be a closer start has led to pure domination for Jack so far in this game 2. But Kriby is absolutely in this winners finals for a reason. Just has to find the right mix-up, the right moment, the right call-out for a player of Jack's caliber. While it might feel impossible to some, definitely capable of players of this skill.
Yeah, Kriby is having trouble just closing out these matches. Just one wrong choice that Jack is just ready for, stepping into that extra layer down below to just pull out all the counterplay needed. So we already sort of put on the Rebecca colors just so we get that gunslinger buff.
Yeah, shout out to Rebecca Fit. Like this color scheme goes so good on Happy Chaos too, I have to say. So
yeah, it's really good.
Oh, it actually keeps it burst safe as well with that last second gun cancel as well. Jack here definitely showing you why it is so hard to fight back against a player of this skill. There are certain sequences that so many characters have that end up being burst safe, but what if you just have everything figured out? Great block on that double overhead here by Kriby coming in, but unfortunately Jack is just keeping the pressure on that simple BRC into the down drift JS again, and Kriby got a great J2K to answer back here so far, and they're definitely gonna have to here. Jack is so close to sealing this winners finals.
Yeah, but not if Kriby has anything to say about it. Currently has the advantage when it comes to bullets and concentration. Gets the YRC off and actually gets the focus shot as well. Unfortunately, Curse does whiff, but no punish on the attempt. And Jack is doing such a good job at jumping these curse balls. Absolutely knows the consequences of getting hit by it. Oh. That's another tech throw.
So spooky too, because Jack had to find a way to get that knockdown to get the bullets put back in, likely here. Kriby go ahead and route with that J2K going over. BRCs gets over that 2K before it's active, able to throw back into the corner. Kriby's gonna have to guess right a few times, and we do. No meter to cancel into the full sequence quite yet. When will the burst come out? Jack suspend the burst as well. This can go either way. This point, burst being answered immediately back from Kriby. What happens with two Happy Chaos bursts? Who ends up winning at this point? A great air throw from Kriby to keep themselves in the set against Jack. But not only would you have to win this game, but two more after as well. And Jack has something to say about that. Already putting about 50% on the board, putting the green stuff on you, lock on coming in. So Kriby's playing some damn good defense here again. Stops the overhead off of that BRC J2K overhead. Push again to Kriby. Gonna go ahead and mix up Jack again. Get that slump option here. Gonna go through that wall with Deus Ex. Meter being built here. Full bullets, full concentration. If there's ever a time for Kriby to do it in the set, it's gonna be right here, keeping it as burst safe as they absolutely can.
Oh, but the preemptive 5K from Jack actually leading to a counter hit. This could be all he needs in order to get the ball rolling to take this dub. Oh, backdashes the blue water saw, gets the steady aim. We have the tension, we have the opportunity to follow up, and we have the win. Jack's gonna take it over Kriby, 3-0.
Coming up next, we got losers semis here. RedIAmNot on that Goldlewis. Lakey on the Baiken.
Alright, going with a really committal and brave run-up 6P round start to beat the potential bar slash. But Lakey got a step further and just back up a little bit. RedIAmNot getting that early burst. Takes time to set up the drone. And Lakey, look at this. The defensive approach, just avoiding everything is sticking that bar slash out to catch any attempt to maintain Red's offense.
Oh my gosh, and a good attempt by Red to fight back, but Lakey is just brutal when they have some meter to work with. I can respect Lakey as well, going for the multiple low option. So often people like, oh, Baiken's got 50, here comes the Ozansen. So representing that low could be so big. Get a little bit of a parry cancel at the end for a little bit of extra meter build as well. Lakey keeping this about as optimal as they can, but we have 100 meter to work with. Red definitely going to need to get lucky with a hit to potentially seal out this. And that's a great start so far. JD's over on the H. Kabari. Actually still ends up trading with the gun. The gun is going to both clear that drone and get Goldlewis on that knockdown. Has to spend the burst here. How will be able to fight back, and IEDs into the behemoth on the way in and going to round 3.
Like this, the air taunt coming in clutch, stopping the 6P attempt, but there's that 486, not once, but 2 times that we were talking about earlier. Red loves going for that pressure reset. Typhoon going low, going high. Yeah, finding the hit. Unfortunately, doesn't actually kill. We still have a little bit of tension though, so we can make the most even if we whiff. And Lakey, talk about whipping. Gotta take the most out of Red ripping that Skyfish.
Oh, but we decide to send a super, trying to seal it out. Lakey just be extra sure, makes them sure they FD block to avoid any chip scenario. Gonna put Goldlewis through this wall, but there is a full burst to work with. What are you worried about? Will it be deflect shield? Will it be an eventual wall assault to potentially seal it out? Lakey tries to take some spacing, maybe to either anti-air or parry on the way in, but a simple falling JH from Red is going to seal out that first game.
Honestly, I think Lakey might have tried to been running left to keep Red in the corner, but I don't think Red was fully crossed up. So Red as a backdash, I actually got caught with the JH, as you mentioned a minute ago.
Yeah, definitely tough. So often, Baiken is so gifted in boxing in a lot of characters in this cast once she has you in the corner with her tools like the Far Slash, the H. Kabari, JD, even on the jump out attempts. So, like, he's definitely trying to maintain it, but, you know, going down to the absolute wire, I imagine this whole set will be going that way. And we talked about it before, these guard crush options from Behemoth kind of does turn off one of the best aspects of Baiken, trying to find some of those parry reads. And unfortunate, getting counter hit, not sure what the wake-up choice would have been. But Red already taking the first round.
JS counter hit, finds its mark, IBFD to push Lakey out just a tad bit. What a reward we get from RedIAmNot there. The air, Behemoth Typhoon, and what a whip punish from Lakey. Doing such a good job at utilizing that Far Slash.
And shout outs to the buffs for Baiken. Essentially now, you know, from essentially beyond the maximum tip range of Far Slash, that 5H gonna pick up, give you that H Kabari knockdown she's so often looking for as her ender. Gonna put Red through the wall. Positive bonus working here, but gotta be so careful then. Goes for the fuzzy overhead, the tall boy special here with that rising JP. But one hit could be enough. I don't imagine we're gonna burst out of Red. Holds onto it correctly. And Lakey taking us to that round 3. Another round 3 again. I can absolutely see this set going the distance, everyone. Definitely support your favorite players in that chat here. Great IADJS by Lakey here. Great air throw answering back as well. I've seen a lot of jumps here from Lakey.
Yeah, we're starting to see Red starting to answer back to these aerial approaches. We saw the air throw. Soon enough, we're going to start seeing those 6Ps and those 2Ps when applicable. Nice stuff. caught Red not blocking, going right into the super to potentially wall break, because it does travel relatively far. Yeah, definitely gonna get that wall break. Hard knockdown, positive bonus. This is really good. It's exactly what you want to get the Yozansen. Ended up in the gunshot just so we don't give Red the opportunity to build that last little bit of burst back, sending us to a 1-1.
That was spooky there, because I imagine Lakey was more so looking for the gunshot to put Red through the wall here. But there's some of these sweet aerial gunshot angles where like you will essentially shoot underneath them and it will not break the wall. You get that bounce back effect. A great thing for a flashy combo, and there's some routes that essentially will call for that. But in that sequence, just able to get one more normal to connect to seal it out for Red get access to that burst. Here we are in game 3. A little bit comfortable so far. Red playing some very good defense then, but there is that meterless Yozansen. Say guess high, low, and see what you got. If you called it right, it could be a dead Baiken or a guaranteed burst at the very least. But Red, unfortunately, find themselves stuck in this mini game plan. The -3 RPS that Baikens live and breathe for. Great white wall stuff to get the knockdown though.
Baits out the parry, gets the burst as a reward. A little bit of damage on top of that, but Lakey going for the special, tries to cross up. The Kabari follow-up actually allows Lakey to get a safe jump, but Red is just immediately firing back. No time wasted, no opportunity shall be missed. As RedIAmNot takes the round with the cross of JH, leading into a full combo.
Incredible combo, incredible ride by all of our players. Like, incredible shout out to Scary for a $50 donation to the match. Or $51, I apologize, Ben. We appreciate you, Scary, and how often you support these players and the Jeekly events. Just like Lakey appreciates getting this super strong push to the corner here. The normals are being pushed together. Air block on the JD. Baiken is so plus here. Gonna put you through the wall. Won't be enough to kill though with the guts.
Definitely a little bit of a heavy set character. Cats is the backdash. Lakey doing such a good job with that bar slash time and time again. Just throwing it out. Very inconsequential. Very fast. Low recovery. Getting the burst out from RedIAmNot. Setting up the S tether and the throw. So now we get a full combo off of it.
One of my favorite changes to Baiken's tether is, or to Baiken's throw, in access to that held throw now giving you a combo if tether is already applied. Ooh, goes as it does the intentional drop, resets into to keep the route option going. And I can respect Red for wanting to send that super so often. Baikens will use that for like a high, low, heck, even like a close slash meaty option then. But Lakey choosing to do nothing, kind of getting a read on Red's meter and comfortably with ripping that super here. And Lakey rewarded for those callouts then. Gunshot to end it out. Game 3 here going to Lakey, up 2-1 right now. One more game to get into that money, but I know Red wants it as well.
Honestly, I'm not even sure either of these players know that the prize pool has just doubled in size. So, regardless of who wins this match, both players are in for a surprise of sorts.
Oh my gosh, and these delayed Yozansens are getting so much value here. Lakey just firmly believing that Red is not going to stand and call these out. And you know what? In fairness, too, to the choices you make on defense, like, the reward is so much better off of the 2H, or heck, even the 2D to catch some of those options as well. So, but Lakey is kind of taking advantage of, like, I know you think I shouldn't do this, but if I'm right, is it wrong? You know, and a perfect to even put up there, and now on set point.
Stuff. Oh, the Aurora Borealis coming out late into the bracket. Reset. Using Typhoon Pressure Reset. Using some of that security cancel just to try and frame trap in case we try to backdash. It's just not wasting any time. Full combo. Safe jump. Oh, and there it is. The cross up Yozansen. Utilizing that meter so expertly.
say Lakey here playing like an absolute demon, but Red trying to play a little more all over the place here. Great routing, just gets that last moment pickup with that tatami to keep the pressure going. I love delaying to the absolute last hit of that burn it down. YRC stopping Red in the sequence, but great call out on the Escabari follow-up with that backdash. Gonna be rewarded with a full combo, and Red keeping themselves in this set here, but an Escabari has been applied. Will there be any kind of mix as well? Takes the move forward with that close slash. Gonna get put into the corner with the behemoth here, going through the wall with down with the system. Look at this damage on this Baiken here. Bleeding life bar, but all it takes is one hit. The gun from the air, but does not get the full pickup as well again. Red trying their best, sends the deflect shield to try to answer it out, but we get the sweet spot hit on that tatami. It's not going to clip them. We're able to send Red through the wall with the super, and we are so close to set point. Tries the IAD, JP to get the throw here, but Red is ready for your fake stuff. Great burst, not have to deal with the white wall, so I'm going to call out the JD. Sends the super, but JD's behind it. Despite your attempt here, Lakey doing their best to seal it, and Red is answering back, taking us to Game 5.
What expert utilization of the meter there. I like Red securing their safety, getting out of the way, because just in case that super hit Goldlewis from behind, we all know he is relatively large, so it could have hit there, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's very much one of those moments, right, where some of these supers have like these like kind of like pseudo backwards hitboxes, right? You know, you kind of extend yourself into there. You see it very often with like Geo Super, for example, then kind of having that like, you know, back and frontwards hitbox. So definitely good stuff to Red to just make sure that they have it. As long as that super whiffs, that game is yours. But everyone, please donate to that match arena. These matches are so hype here. We are in Game 5, loser semis. Winner here gets to take on Kriby and show that they can take down a slew of these happy chaoses here. But Lakey off to a great start, great route so far. Tries to find a potential burst spot with these normal routing choices. But this right here, great burst here, not take that full hit from the behemoth.
Johnson finding its mark once again. Staying at that sweet spot, right? -7 at /rate is really good here for Baiken. Can react to anything that RedIAmNot tries to do, whether it's escape the corner with a JD or whether it is trying to run now and press a button, as we just saw. Lakey is going to get a counter hit and secure the round as well.
Definitely a spooky moment there. Missing that FDC Yozansen mix can be detrimental if your opponent is ready, but Red not quite ready to call it out here. Oh, I love that JD attempt. You can either use the JD to take space after the arrowhead is blocked or air dash after. Keep it going here. But Lakey trying to take some space with these backdashes, but this route is going to do so much damage here. I love ending the combo early as well by Red, recognizing that they can stay, but they took the space away from Lakey. Puts him out of the corner here. 2 Pika to answer. And sometimes when it comes to Yozansen, you can cancel the active frames of the move early, and it gets called out by that 2P, but Lakey not feeling effective.
Right, final game, final round, and Lakey is starting us off strong with the wall break, with the super, so you know what that means. We get that hard knockdown, that positive bonus, and Red is gonna fight for their life here. Have to make something happen in order to escape this non-stop onslaught. IBFD into the wild assault, a good choice, but Lakey was just ready for it.
And flexing with a dash cancel parry as well. I respect the hell out of that. But this Goldlewis is built like a machine. What will the mix be? Red thinking the multiple overheads were coming in again. It was not. JH2K send it with the super, and Lakey gonna take a very close 3-2 over RedIAmNot. You heard it, y'all. We are at losers finals. This is the Jeekly number 86 Guilty Gear Strive. Damn near every Friday, you can see incredible Strive competitors give it their all in the sequence. Just like Lakey is giving it all here to Kriby, putting so much damage on the board. A great start with that shimmy. You have to be ready to call out some of these sequences here. Kriby getting a nice starter on the hit. 6 keys on that backdash BRC. Deus Ex not going to get to finish. Burst came out beforehand here. And I don't blame you for Lakey. You're trying so hard to keep sequence going. Does not hit confirm, but essentially you already are going to be dialing in one of the Kabaris at that point. And by having to spend that burst, Lakey's going to get that first round.
Nice. What a shimmy from Kriby. Look at the counter hit reward we get off of it. Not once, but twice over. This time being rewarded with a Deus Ex Machina to refill some of those resources, bullets in this case, and that positive bonus by proxy.
Oh my gosh, the parry being called out. You know, the BRC helping with any sequence you wanted, and a perfect answer back from Kriby. And Lakey had to spend that burst in that first round to even get this point. Still not even back yet.
So good block. Before she gets opened up by the tap dust. Oh, and the 6P pushes us out of the corner, allowing us to get back thrown. Deus Ex one more time. Y'all already know. Y'all don't need me to tell you. Positive bonus and the hard knockdown running it back.
When we see it again, I feel like so much of Kriby's adjusted offense now has been these really long delayed strings, trying to just make Lakey want to send some of these parries on the more strike portions of the pressure sequence, but the burst going to come out. Kriby trying to jump over. Going to have a trade here for both here as well. Goes with that close slash BRC, attempts to do the low into the S Kabari, but Kriby was ready to answer back in the first game, going Kriby's way.
Pretty back and forth. I liked what I saw there. Lakey pulling out all the stops. We haven't seen all the tricks they've used against every single opponent so far. Notably, the Johnson PRC to swap sides and whatnot. Definitely saving it for later into the set, but Kriby just keeping it simple and keeping it clean. That's the name of the game, and it is working really well for them.
Well, indeed, 5D gonna get blocked this time, but you wish it would be over after that block. Gunshot has a quick message for you. I like that attempt to send that HCAP to try to clip this Happy Chaos before he gets a chance to get away. Ends up recovering before the shot can quite come in here again. And Kriby just so relentless, keeping the curse going. Oh, and just trying to get Lakey just to move a little bit too uncomfortably in these sequences as well. Again, a great FTC cancel, getting that side switch on the Johnson. Baiken getting such great routing now thanks to that new back-hitting vacuum she got with Season 4. So definitely gonna get a lot, but this is Deus Ex. Builds up a lot of burst for you, but you are hard knocked down. But they tried to send the meaty strike option, and boy does Baiken want to see that. Great parry by Lakey to seal out that round.
Let's get the Ace Kabari to start us off strong. The Johnson to send you to the corner. Almost at 50 tension, to be spend it accordingly just to get that tether applied. If your name's Kriby, you're not liking the situation you're in because your back is to the corner and you're going through the wall, and just one more incorrect. Yes! Getting the back throw off of Kabari on hit was honestly disrespecting Lakey. I respect it.
Welcome to normal hit HCAB 1, unfortunately. So, you know, Baiken definitely can be rewarded with some spacings to make those situations work. But yeah, normal hit HCAB definitely is not as plus as Baiken would want it to be. So great job to Kriby representing some options, some fuzzy options you can do to potentially cover some delays here. and great control. When that curse is on you, you feel like your options become so limited, and out of nowhere, the throw just comes in. But the J2K, the falling normal here, William Dafoe in Baiken gear looking at the sky. Here he comes falling in. But a great 2H to get this routing going as well again. Navigating around so well, but the air throw is ready. Lakey, as soon as it takes to the skies a little too much, has been called out for so many of these air throws tonight.
Nice. So 6H finding its mark. No bullets in the chamber for Kriby. So I think I'll be a little more careful on defense as our reward is not nearly as good. Oh no, the far slash catching the curse attempt. No, Lakey getting a full combo off of it though. Going into the super, securing the game.
Lakey here asking Happy Chaos, why are you running? Where are you running here? This curse is not gonna go anywhere when you're in tether, and that far slash was ready to catch the recovery. Great routing. Baiken gets such reliable combos off of essentially most of her hits when that tether is applied. So really good stuff from Lakey here, just being confident to do the right things to seal out that game. You know, I mentioned earlier, the last time we saw this matchup, then this is probably the closest to even this matchup has ever been for Baiken. And it definitely is up to the quality of players here to bring out all these stops and be able to seal that deal. But Kriby definitely is in top 3 for a reason, was in winners finals for a reason, and Lakey will have to show that they have the right callouts, and a 2H starter is great, but a little too delayed in the follow-up option, is not going to finish the combo. If that was a burst bait, I don't even think that would be worth it here. And now positive working in the direction, but a great H Kabar to get us started here. And if we can at least get Kriby to spend this burst, there it is. Might feel like the victory in itself. But 100 meter on both sides. Lakey gonna spend their first chunk. When will the mix come in? I think even with the super, this should be enough. It doesn't even bother. Make sure that we can get it off the mix instead. And round 1 of this game 3 going to Lakey.
Getting the burst off as well. Kriby starting us off really strong here. Curse is applied, and I love the air-to-air attempt there. Meeting Kriby in the air to the skies. Definitely seems like the play that most people are doing now. Kabari finding its mark. We're going to get a full combo. Unfortunately, our drops are happy little accidents.
Definitely here's the kind of route we were looking for there. Hard to route into the JD without essentially sending a 5K beforehand. So definitely curious to see what Lakey was hoping for with that sequence. But Kriby here, blinking life bar. 1 straight hit will definitely be enough to do it. Chip damage is coming in. FD meters being sent to try to stay alive. And despite the attempts to fight back, the pressure from Lakey became a little too much for Kriby to be able to answer back. And now Lakey finds themselves here up 2-1, potentially getting their chance to run it against Jack's Happy Chaos instead. But Kriby isn't out yet. Still has a chance to take 2 games and get their run back for themselves here. But let's see how we go. Game 4 coming up, guys. This has been a super hype tournament. Please support that Matcherino. It is free if there are codes still remaining. Game 4, Grimmy, let's get it.
Right, starting off immediately, both players, or Lakey I should say, just taking the offensive, running up with the far slash. Wasting no time to get things started, and Kriby definitely taking notes because Lakey's back is already to the corner. Curse is applied, and Lakey is fighting back with all they can do.
Fortunate drop by Lakey on that combo routing there with the dash cancel, but at least keeping Happy Chaos in this corner feels so good in that matchup. Gonna go ahead, and I like that choice as well. Even keeping Happy Chaos just kept in here. The routing is there, trying to see if they're willing to spend the burst. I have to imagine Lakey is watching that like a hawk, hovering over that RC to try to react and bait it out. Kriby properly holding on to it here just to keep it for this next round.
tap does get blocked. Unfortunately, I like the attempt there, trying to guard cancel the bullet. Full combo, dang near 40% of the health bar gone. Beautiful tech on the throw, but Kriby now takes the opportunity to just run up as quick as we can. The ASX Lock is gonna refill some of these bullets and send you through the wall. My goodness, the corner carry on that thing.
And there's that BRC into that delayed 2D. Likely gonna catch some maybe backdash or even jump frames, beating out those fuzzies. But here we go, stuck in the tether. A place where all Baikens, if there's ever a situation, know what you need to do against Baiken and tether, but know the Baikens probably experienced that tether moment about 100 more times than you have. But Lakey here trying to navigate around these normals here. The burst has to be spent by Kriby, and even if Lakey doesn't seal it out here, it would definitely be a net win. But yo, Zonson to seal the deal. If nobody got me, I know my overhead got me. Lakey taking it 3-1 over Kriby, but damn did Kriby make it very close. Claim those codes and claim this wonderful experience, guys. We are here. We have made it. Grand finals of the Jeekly 86. We have Jack, Happy Chaos Extraordinaire versus Lakey on the Baiken. And it's been so wonderful to see Lakey bringing up Baiken into an online bracket again. Feels like so much lately I've seen this player bringing out more of the Unica and the Asuka in these online brackets. But knowing that this player is still putting so much work in this character, and it's absolutely showing.
Nice at the ready, getting counter hit. Yeah, just keeping it short, keeping it sweet. The gravity was probably a little too much there for you to get even bigger combo. So going into the Deus Ex Machina to set up that curse ball was the optimal play. Nice YRC gets baited with the curse throw. Giving us a little bit of a retreating movement. And once again, Kriby just gonna route. I would say route into the Deus Ex Machina, but we don't even need it. Kriby Jack, excuse me.
Getting a little bit of Happy Chaos deja vu, very totally over here. Great routing here, getting that close slash dance cancel into that 2K pickup here. Lakey ready for all of these kind of odd hits you can sometimes get on Baiken. You gotta make sure you take advantage of that damage. Keep the routing going. Great counter hit on the Yozansen. No meter necessary to keep the sequence going. Tether made them so much better too here, but a great IBFD by Jack on the 5P6K sequence then. And I'm actually curious if she will go through the wall. Tether likely gonna save her from doing so. Answering the J2K with the super. And is it enough to kill it? It is! Oh my god, Lakey, you're nasty.
Alright, tied up in rounds for the first game here. Jack spending the burst really early on. Doesn't want to give Lakey the opportunity to get things rolling as Jack rolls to the other side and sends Lakey through the wall, regaining some of those resources in the meantime. Good stuff. Nice drops. I like that. Utilizing for plus frames.
By Lakey finally getting a chance to fight out. Spending that FRC to get that tether applied. I mentioned earlier here, so many of Baiken's combo problems usually get solved by having that tether applied. And not even that, just keeps it awkward for your opponent. Jack trying to bait out any reversal or usage of the meter here, but rolls through, gonna go hit some concentration back. Not gonna be enough to kill, but this situation is so good for Jack. Though there is a 100 meter on Lakey's side to use. Tries the BRC to make it through the curse lock on, but it wasn't fast enough here. And despite Lakey taking it down to low health bars in that third round, Jack gonna get that first game.
Yeah, Lakey's still making it pretty close, bringing Jack down to the brink of death. Just a little under 50% HP, but with a good hit, Baiken can definitely deal that in one combo. So a little too close for comfort. I'm sure Jack knows this is going to play around Lakey's offense a little difficult.
Absolutely here, getting that special tethered throw route here again. Oh my gosh, 6S. And if if Jack hit the 33% there, that would have been a full combo into the wall as well. So definitely Lakey feeling pretty good about rolling the slots well. But tether was applied, throw combo coming in, going through the wall here with that super. You do not want to return to neutral against this character as Baiken with a hard knockdown. Coming in here pretty clutch. Curious what Jack was going for there on the wake up then. The JH not as true as Baiken would hope it would be, and despite the hit, it was a bit awkward and going through the wall now. Lakey, the health bar dwindling down shortly. Jack able to take some of that space, let that positive bonus build up here in that sequence. Oh, unfortunately, wish that 2H to be connected. Great block by Jack on that overhead, but another one coming out after the 5K again. The Lakey offense is never ending.
But the offense is starting right here for Jack, sending us through the wall to the East Coast. Look at this, the retreating attempt there with our gunshot out because we have the curse applied. Now we're refreshing the exact same situation. Concentration's almost out, but that tension is still rising. Beautiful tech on the throw. And the curse is applied once again. Lakey running up deep and pressing the button. The special that we have seen time and time again.
Oh, a bit of a rough burst there, actually. Unfortunately, Lakey maybe hoping to keep Jack close to that side, but definitely can provide opportunity. Jack to take off here as well. Maybe feeling because they're up around that they could potentially build it back in time. Jack, a rare input issue here as well. Going to unfortunately not give them that drift forward on that J2K, but so spooky, but a great victory for Lakey in the grand scheme of the resource war. Now up a little bit, at least in that burst meter, getting access there, but great catch on that backdash with that Escabari. So much damage will get to come out here, and a great utilization of routing.
All right, counter hit 2H finds its mark. This is exactly what Lakey wants. The 100 tension. You have a Jack in the corner. This is where you want it to be, but Jack utilizing the blue Roman cancel, momentum shifts and sends this set in a different direction. Shot being blocked, throw being shimmied, and the super coming out. Wait a second, we're going through the wall, back where we came from. Jack, can you close this out?
Definitely would lean in his favor. The situation is so tough for Baiken. She has to make a right call out on a defensive choice here from Happy Chaos. Then great PRC cancel to at least get started, but we had burst in the chamber, burst into win condition. We've been saying this for years at this point, and Lakey, despite keeping it close against Jack, not able to seal it out in game 2 here. Jack now up 2-0. One more game to be the Jeekly number 86 champion, but Lakey definitely so close to being able to make Jack work for it.
Yeah, bringing all these matches down to the wire at the end is definitely a feat of its own, but you gotta be able to close it out. Beautiful tech on the air throw attempt there from Jack. Just playing around the Kabari range and the follow-up. Jack sniping out the Escabari attempt with the 6P. Unfortunately, Lakey was just ready. It clashed.
Yeah, you gotta be ready for all the awkward situations, but a great recognition of ending with one of Baiken's heavier buttons in that 6H. Great damage, great trade combo here as well. Ooh, messes up the FDC left-right off of Yozansen. Definitely an awkward input, depending on what side you're most comfy on, but Jack is so ready. Lakey showing that they are so willing to just send these Yozansens without meter behind it. What a great route there, getting multiple JDs, racking up the damage here, even on a character such as yes, there as well. Again, 5B coming in. Jack not even ready to represent the burst. May not even want to give Lakey the satisfaction of a burst bait as well. And it was looking all Jack steamed ahead. Next stop here, champion of the Jeekly 86. But good stuff to Lakey here, keeping this set close.
Hey, who knows? With momentum like this, we could see a grand finals reset. We could see a game 10, something I'm sure the people at home would love to see because we all love watching some good old Guilty Gear. Wow, beautiful punish there with the 5K. Unfortunately, he doesn't get a follow-up after that. Oh, and what a parry, catching the 2K attempt from Jack.
And I can respect that there. If a player shows you that they are ready to press a normal in those -3s, you can absolutely represent that parry to call it out. Despite a good call out here, we are getting put through the wall right now. Oh, but an attempt of shimmy here from Jack. Not sure what they were looking for, but a close slash they're going to end up running to here. Great guess on that left right here by Jack. Incredibly strong stuff. We are going to go ahead and burst, unfortunately, but we burst just to run into the 6S and 100 meter on Happy Chaos. Means we're able to route into perfection here, route ourselves into tournament point.
Nice, Lakey getting a nice tatami mat hit. Gonna lead it to a lot of damage. Burst is on the table, but I think Jack's definitely gonna want to save it for when it matters the most, and that could be the next round, or that could be after this wall break scenario if he sees an opportunity to win. Stuff, yeah, saving it for the next round. Lakey single hit confirming into the super, inching us closer into that potential game 5 as we are here with the potential final round of the tournament.
Oh, oh my god, it never ends, Gummy, I swear. Like, you think Happy Chaos is gonna land. Like, I got one more jump cancel in me into another side switch J2K, so great stuff here. Oh my gosh, the VRC shenanigans keeping you guessing where it's gonna end. And Lakey has to make a right call, has to get a knockdown, or this is never gonna end. Oh my god, it's just, I swear, like, at what point do you guess what side is he on? Deus Ex pushing it through, and even with the blue Wild Assault scaling here, a perfect by Jack, delivering a 3-1 grand finals, and Jack will be your Jeekly number 86 champion. Y'all, we are gonna get a raid started up here shortly, but make sure you guys continue to push your limit. Keep playing Guilty Gear. This game is so sick, and there's such a good horizon for it, and I cannot wait to see the action we get at Frosty next Friday. But until then, we'll catch you next time.